extra longer. Hey guys, what's up? Hey everyone.
Hello.
It's all your friends at Improv Donuts.
Donuts.
Improv Donuts.
Yeah.
Color Circuit.
This is
my house.
That's right. Dylan is staking his claim right
Staking my
now.
claim. I'm gonna pee everywhere.
That's right. It's his house. He can do what he
Again.
wants.
It's not the first time.
It already smells in here, guys. You
Oh,
don't know
man.
that.
What are we up to today?
So
Phil?
right now we are doing Improv Donut, where we're going to do some short form improv stuff right in front of your eyes. We're going to need a ton of suggestions, so make sure you leave them down there in the comments for Twitch, and we'll go ahead and take those comments and your suggestions and import them into our scenes. Import them. That sounds very fancy.
them.
Wow.
Of course,
you
I'm going to
fancy.
be your host today, Phil. Got my co-host,
Dill.
and then we
Got our friend.
Nick.
Got our
the
other regular
friends.
co-host.
Wes.
And got a newer friend.
Dom.
Dom.
You made your name sound dumb.
Dumb.
Dom.
All right.
I was going for the whole fast
Oh, like the one syllable.
Dumb. You know,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Dill,
it's
Phil,
like a-
Nick,
Wes.
Dom, Wes. Yeah. And of course we got Con back there.
Con-
See,
no,
Con?
Or
Leash.
Leash.
Oh, Leash.
Leash.
Sorry, Leash. Working the keys back there.
Mhm.
So we're gonna go ahead and right now we
Wes.
need to ask you a title. It's not even.
I can't
I thought
read.
it showed when I joined,
Oh.
but I guess not.
you
What
have
do you
to
mean
put
when you
fucking man.
joined?
Like, if someone is watching, does it say like someone is watching? Or should
No.
it say Mr. Pooty Stump is
Only if you
Oh.
follow or subscribe.
No, you got to follow or subscribe for
Oh.
that.
Oh, I did though. I did follow.
Yeah, but like today?
Or do you have to type in?
Hello, Moth Monster Man. Can you cut to
What's
the other
up?
ones? I want to make sure. I think that, yeah, these look
Just
good.
a few
These
final
look good.
adjustments.
Oh, this one, let's bring it down a little bit. I'm going to bring it down.
Bring this down.
Bring it back
Baby.
now, y'all.
Bring this down, yo.
One
Hell
hop
yeah.
this
I feel like I'm
time.
getting
Oh,
that
yeah.
cough because of the weather is changing.
That's not good.
Nope,
Oh.
it
Hey, what's a
sucks.
campfire like? Do you
I
cough
don't
up
know.
there?
I do,
Mm.
because I'm usually inhaling all the campfire fumes.
Apparently it's
Speaking
really...
of campfire.
What?
Wow.
What's going
A
on?
great segue. So right now, everyone in there, Mr. Booty Stump, meow, how are you?
think
And,
I'm watching
Monster
now.
Man. So right now, we're going to tell you a campfire tale. And of course, every good campfire tale needs to have the title of the story. And we're gonna just show you. You'll catch on what's exactly is gonna go on here. So we need right now the title of a campfire story. It could be something that you've always wanted to hear, like Mr. Pooty Stump's lost leg, or Jennifer's crazy train, or
Jennifer Garner's like
Crazy
romance.
Romance. Crazy Romance with Jennifer Garner.
Mm-hmm,
We're just gonna wait to see if we get any suggestions.
Moth, it's all on you.
Moth,
it's completely
really gotta
based on
come
you.
through.
Yeah, we're
No pressure.
It's all you, Mothman.
Ooh,
Or
is that a
Alicia.
BT Bam shirt?
Alicia.
You missed the show.
I did.
I
just saw that.
Yeah.
Or what was it? What's our suggestion?
The haunted back tattoo of Ben Affleck.
We could just do haunted back tattoo.
Haunted back tattoo? Yeah,
Sure.
yeah.
We'll go ahead and keep it a little more vague for the audience
Okay.
out there who doesn't know who Ben Affleck is. And if you don't, you got to check it out.
Who are you talking to exactly?
He has a
Talking to
cult
Pooty
following.
Stump or
Yeah, he's a little underground
he's
artist.
indie.
Yeah,
he's pretty
he's the
indie.
Charlie Manson of our time.
Charlie Manson. All right, so now we are going to tell you the tale of the. It was just the
Of the back tattoo.
The back tattoo.
Yes, who started?
The haunted
Haunted back.
Haunted
back
back
tattoo. And we're gonna. I think I can play this actually.
Yeah, yeah, you'll be
Okay,
last,
cool.
though.
Jump
Haunted
right
back
in.
tattoo. We're gonna just go down.
What
here.
should we do? 2 rounds?
Yeah.
Oh,
2 rounds.
shit.
Okay, cool.
Once upon a time, kiddos, there was a man who lived on a big mansion on the top of a hill. In
That's okay. That's probably.
Oh.
it.
You have to try and remember that.
oh,
Good luck.
Once upon a time, kiddos, there was a man who lived on top of a hill in a mansion. His name was Jacob.
Once upon a time, kiddos, there was a mansion at the top of the hill in which a man lived. His name was Jacob L. Johnson the Third, and he lived with a dog.
Once upon a time, kiddos, there was a mansion on top of a hill in which a man lived, and his name was Jacob L. Johnson.
Keep going.
and he had a dog who had terrible back acne.
Once upon
As-
a time, kiddos, there was a man who lived on top of a hill in a mansion. His name was Jake Johnson. Jacob Johnson the Third, who lived up there with his dog friend named Caleb, who had horrible back acne. Caleb one day said, "Let's go down to the river."
Once upon a time, kiddos, there was an old man who lived in a mansion on top of the hill in the middle of the town. And he was there with his dog. And his name was Jacob L. Johnson. And he lived there with his dog named Caleb. And Caleb said one day, "Hey, let's go down to the river." And so they did. And there was something in the water.
Once upon a time, kiddos, there was an old man who lived in a mansion on the top of the hill. His name was Jacob L. Johnson III.
Wow.
He had a dog who lived with him. His name was Caleb. He had horrible back acne. And one day the dog said to him, "Let's go down to the river." So they went down to the river, and in the water they saw a sprightly little sprite on a surfboard.
Once upon a time, kiddos, there was a man who lived, an old one, who lived on top of a hill in the middle of town, whose name was Jacob L. Johnson III. And he had a dog named Kraken. And the Kraken had back knee, also known as back acne. The dog said, "Hey, let's go down to the river, Jacob." "Yes," said Jacob. They went down, and the river was haunted by a little sprightly sprite on a surfboard. And he cast a most horrible curse.
Once upon a time, kiddos, there was an old man who lived in a mansion on top of a hill, and his name was Jacob L. Johnson III. And he had a dog. And he had a dog named Kraken. And the dog had horrible back acne, or back knee. And the dog said to him, "Let's go down to the river." And so they went down to the river. And they saw a sprightly little sprite with, that was surfing. After surfing, he cursed them horribly and gave them the worst tattoo they've ever seen.
Once upon a time, kiddos,
We're doing one more round.
there was a man who lived on top of a hill in a mansion far away in the middle of town. His name was Jacob L. Johnston III. And of course, he lived there with his dog, Caleb Kraken II. Caleb Kraken II. They both had terrible back knee, or back acne, as it's called in modern times. And Caleb, the Kraken dog, said, "Hey, let's go down to the river and play." So they went down to the river, and they found out that it was haunted. It was haunted by a sprightly sprite who was sipping on Sprite. And surfing. He was also surfing. He was catching some tubular narnar. And he got pissed off with Caleb the dog, and he cursed them both with the most horrible, ugly back tattoo that they had ever seen. They tried for weeks to scrape it off, but they could not get rid of that back tattoo.
Once upon a time, kiddos, there was an old man who lived in the middle of town on a big hill in a mansion. His name was Jacob L. Johnston, and he lived there with his dog, Caleb/Kraken, who had terrible back knee, also known as acne for your back. So the dog, Caleb, said, "Hey, we should go to the river to play." And, and Jacob L. Johnson said, "Yeah, okay." And so they went down there, and they saw a sprightly sprite sipping some Sprite, surfing on the river. And then there was, the Sprite didn't like him there. So the Sprite said, "Hey, I'm going to curse you." And it did. It gave them a hideous back tattoo that they couldn't get off. For weeks, they tried to scrub it off. But they couldn't get it off. And they started turning into horrible beasts, and they couldn't live in their mansion anymore because they didn't like sleeping in beds anymore.
Once upon a time, kiddos, there was this old man. He lived up in a mansion on the top of a hill, which was in the middle of town, but it was still a nice mansion. And his name was Jacob L. Johnson III. He had a dog. Dog's name was Caleb, also answered to Kraken. The dog had horrible back acne, also known as backney. So the dog said to him, "Hey, let's go down to the river. Let's have some fun." They went down to the river together, stared at the water. There was a sprightly sprite sipping some Sprite on a surfboard who did not like that they were looking at him. And he cast a spell. And the spell gave them both horrible back tattoos. And no matter how much they tried, they could not scrub these back tattoos off. For weeks they tried. And so, they went back to their mansion, but they couldn't sleep in their beds anymore because of the back tattoos and the pain of having these horrible back tattoos. Until they actually strolled by a mirror and saw the tattoos together and saw what it was a picture of.
Once upon a time, there was hello, kiddos. A house on the top of a hill. It was a mansion.
Whoa.
An old man lived there. His name was Jacob L. Johnston the third, after his father, Jacob L. Johnston the second. His dog lived there named Kraken Barry. And the dog wanted to go, said, "Let's go play by the river." And they did. Once there, they came across a sprightly sprite drinking Sprite on the stream bed at 7 o'clock and 7 seconds. The sprite did not like to be spooked, and so she cast a spell on Kraken and Jacob. And it was a spell. Oh, and Kraken had back knee. Aka back tattoo or back acne. Aka is AKA. Back to the sprite. Back to the sprite. He cast a spell on their back, on I think both of their backs. Yes, that is true. And cast a spell. It was a back tattoo. They didn't like it. They tried to take it off for weeks. That wasn't happening, and they couldn't even go to bed because it hurts to, I think, have the back tattoos, if I'm not mistaken. And one day, though, they passed a mirror, and when both tattoos were seen together, because they were looking backwards. It was a back tattoo of Ben Affleck with back knee.
Once upon a time, kiddos, there was an old man who lived in an old mansion on top of a hill in the middle of town. Fuck no. And he lived up there with, his name was Jacob L. Johnston III. His dog was Caleb Kraken II. Barry. And the dog had horrible back acne. So the aka back knee, Aka. Aka back knee. So the dog said to Jacob, let's go down to the river. So they go down to the river and they're getting the water when they see a sprightly little sprite drinking Sprite on the 7th at 7. Yeah. And the sprite didn't like him there, so he cursed them horribly. And he turned out they gave him a horrible back tattoo. These two guys, because they didn't like back tattoos, they liked their back acne, aka Aka back knee. They tried to scrub it off. They tried to scrub off this tattoo, and it just wouldn't come off. But they scrubbed so hard they hurt their backs, and they couldn't sleep in their house anymore. They were like, they didn't like the nice old mansion that they were in. So as they were leaving, they packed up all their shit and they saw a mirror, and they noticed that in the right angle, their ugly back tattoos was actually Ben Affleck with terrible back knee. So they decided to unpack everything, grab their surfboards, and run back down to the Sprite.
All right, kiddos, listen up here about the tale of the the curse of the back acne, or back tattoo. Once upon a time, kiddos, there was an old man who lived on a hill in a mansion in the center of town that looked over all the townspeople. His name, of course, was Jacob L. Johnstone. Yeah, creaky doors. Johnson Johnstone the third. He had a dog named Caleb Krakenberry the second. He was a loyal dog, but he had back knee. Bad back acne. Aka back knee. One day, Caleb said, let's go down to the river and play. So they went down there, and they came across a sprite who was sipping on Sprite, taking flight on his surfboard down the river banks at 7, with 7 minutes to go and 7 fingers and toes. So the sprite grew very uncomfortable with those two watching his great surfing abilities, so he cursed them with a horrifying back tattoo. They tried for several weeks and months to scrub that back tattoo off of their backs to the point where they became beasts, and they were uncomfortable laying on their beds, that they were uncomfortable laying on there. They felt inhuman. So they packed up all their shit in the mansion. And just as they were grabbing all their stuff to take it down to the U-Haul van they had rented earlier, they leaned up against the wall and noticed that there's a mirror. And when they put their tattoos together, it revealed the image of Ben Affleck with acne.
Oh,
God.
how horrible.
They freaked out and knew it was a sign. So they told all the movers to unpack their shit and put it down there. They grabbed their surfboards and went down to the sprite, who was still surfing there at the river, where they came across that sprite, and they asked him, why did he curse them with that tattoo? And the sprite,
Why?
he turned around and he showed that he also had that tattoo. He turned them into surfing bros, so they could all surf together. So the sprite, who was really the guy in the story, the main guy, it turns out he just needed some surfing buddies, and thus the curse of the back tattoo happened.
That wasn't
Yeah.
scary.
Fuck you.
That wasn't scary.
And scene. That's
All right.
beautiful.
Wow.
That was
Phil is
very
doing a great Bob Dylan impression.
There
was a guy in the
That's a good
river.
point. Forgot about that. All right, thank you.
Wow.
That's pretty fun.
Yeah, I like
that's,
campfire.
that's okay.
That was a long. That's the
it's a
longest I've ever
long-ass-
done.
I think.
but yeah.
I think it didn't feel like this. I was like, let's do one more
I
because I
think-
feel like we didn't wrap up. But next time, I think if we know, let's wrap it up in 2 sentences.
Yeah,
we can
yeah.
make it
Yeah.
tighter.
All right. So our next improvised scene is called a new choice.
Nothing, my sister.
And essentially, what happens is I'm going to have 2 people do a scene, namely Dom and Phil, and I'm going to, at points during their interaction, say new choice. So it's going to look a little something like this:
I have a boat.
new choice,
I have a friend.
new choice.
I have a fear of dying alone in a mansion atop the hill.
Perfect. That's very reminiscent of what we just did. So to get us started, all I need is a. All I need is a. Let's do an occupation. An occupation one might have. An unusual one, maybe.
Alicia.
A janitor.
Unusual.
Take it away.
Hey, look here, Bill. I appreciate you trying to take the ropes and stuff, but I'm just not ready to retire. I don't. You can't have my job. I'm sorry.
Look, you've been training me for like 6 years now, and every time, every year, every month, you say this to me. You say like you're not ready to retire, but Bill, you got that terrible. Oh wait, I'm Bill.
You're Bob.
I'm Bob.
Mm-hmm.
Bill,
Yes.
you got Bill. You got that terrible back acne.
New choice.
You got that terrible toe fungus.
New choice.
You got that terrible daughters that just they ran away and they're back, and we don't know what happened to them.
I know. I'm just. That's why, Bob. I need the distraction. Okay. Every time I think I'm ready to retire, one of my children runs away, or like my wife starts cheating on me.
New choice.
Or my cat starts giving birth.
New choice.
I found a seagull and I had to nurse him back to health with my mouth.
With your
And
mouth?
I needed the money after that. I mean, that seagull, he sucked my life savings dry. That little bastard eats a lot.
Seagulls eat a lot.
New choice.
Seagulls are crazy. No wonder. No wonder you needed to stick around. You know what, man? I'm okay with you sticking around for like, 1 more week, maybe.
Bob, that's not going to cut it. I just need to have my job back. And when I'm really ready to retire, you have my blessing to take over the reins of this.
New choice.
You have my satchel, which has a lot of my keys in it. You can
New
keep
choice.
it. You have my PS Vita, and I really want that back, by the way. I just thought I'd bring that up. Sorry.
What
Because,
if?
you
What
haven't
if?
given it
Wait,
back
I
to
said
me.
you could stick around for a week longer.
I know, but
since I still have the Vita, you can stick around longer. But what we'll do is we'll split it up in half. We'll split the workload in half. You take the bathrooms.
New choice.
You take the kitchen, and the boss's office, because we all know what he does in there. We've seen a search history.
Yeah.
And then I'll take the hallways.
New choice.
And then I'll take your daughter's bedroom.
Bob, you son of a bitch. You know I'm still touchy about that. She
New
just
choice.
moved back. Bob, you son of a bitch. You've been dating my daughters?
New choice.
Bob.
New choice.
I found some gaffer's tape, and I think I'm just going to wrap them around my arms and see if I can break free. And if I can, then I am meant to stay in this building at this job. If not, if I stay cuffed together, you have my daughter's heart.
That's the way you figure that out? No wonder you find seagulls and feed them with your mouth.
Yeah, that's how Bill rolls.
New choice.
That's how I inhabit this world.
New choice.
Yo, I found a dog. His name was Bill. I took him home and
And
fed
see.
him.
Thank you.
When in doubt, rap.
Yeah, I know.
Just
it's
start
like,
rapping.
Awesome.
So stupid.
All right.
Hey, we got another
Hey.
piece coming up for you tonight. What do we got here?
Oh, you don't have your glasses.
Ad executive for this next improvised piece. We are going to present to you a product that doesn't exist yet. But yeah, here we go.
We need
where
some sort of household item
Yeah.
or something.
Oh yeah, can we
Exactly.
get some sort of household item that you'd find in your house? Something like a can of Fancy Feast, like the cat food.
Yeah. So we're gonna improvise a product. Make it up right in front of your eyes. It could be something like cat food.
Yeah, here we go.
He gives
Yeah,
like a
cat
try to get a
food.
general. Yeah.
I'm suggesting cat food.
Let's do it.
Cat food. All right, everybody. I brought you all in. I know it's a weekend. But,
We're okay.
I love all your.
It's okay. Yes,
it's warm.
and.
What are we doing?
No, keep going. Wait, what is this product again? It's a it's a food, right?
I had this idea. I woke up and told my wife, and I said I got to get the boys down at the office.
Yeah, you called me really early.
Yeah.
I don't like
I
working.
got
On a
that,
weekend.
I don't like
got
working
that
on the weekend.
message too.
Yeah, no, I'm glad you guys are here.
Overtime.
But yeah, I was thinking cat food.
Yeah,
Cat
that's a
food.
good idea. I mean, our last venture with fountain pens was really successful. I feel like cat food is the next step.
Yeah.
That's
I
how
mean,
we move up in the world.
Yes.
There's
right?
only like 2 competitors. We got Meow Mix and.
Fancy
We don't
Feast.
even
Fancy
Fancy
Feast.
Feast.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
pretty
they're
good.
slipping.
So
They're-
much
yeah,
potential.
Fancy
This one,
Feast is
I
slipping.
feel like we could totally reach into the market because you know what do cats love more than food?
Alphabet soup.
Alphabet soup.
of course. So
Yes.
we could call it ABC Meow with Me.
ABC Meow with Me is
Wow.
good.
Yeah,
I
see,
love
that's-
that.
that's
I love that.
amazing.
Yeah, I can already
Genius,
see now
genius.
like maybe like a Don Cheadle or something.
Don
Okay.
Cheadle.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
can see him
Oh.
doing.
Is he the Captain Planet?
He's Captain Planet, yes, in the most recent iteration, yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
He could
Right.
absolutely. He would do great in this commercial.
Yes, I love
Uh,
Don Cheadle. I love all his work that he did with House of Cards.
Yeah, House on Haunted Hill.
House on Haunted Hills
yeah.
of Cards.
Haunted Hills of Cards.
Oh,
Yes,
yes.
yeah. So it could be like a little bit like a scary cat
Oh, I love
commercial.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Like
scary.
it's
Okay.
a haunted cat house, like one of those,
Oh.
like cat condominiums.
Yeah.
Yeah, at the
But it's
top of
haunted.
a hill.
Yes.
Yeah, at the yes.
In the center of
What's the name of the
town.
cat? Did we
Yeah.
name the cat?
So is this is where the cat's gonna live, or are we talking about this is the food? Is this the food?
This is
is
for
the
the commercial.
For the
Oh, it's
commercial,
This is commercial.
for the food.
Yeah.
We're intro
It's a haunted.
scan in.
Oh,
Pan in.
yes.
There's a cat walking
Right.
across
Right.
an empty hall.
Empty
yeah.
hall in
Empty
the
hall.
cat condo.
In the
Yes.
cat condo, and there's like empty cans around.
Empty
Yeah.
cans. Yeah. Where's my food?
Where's my food?
Yeah. He's
And then
starving.
there's like an old lady, and she's.
What does she
she's
say?
on
What
the
does she
floor.
say?
She looks and she's like,
Oh, she opens the door. She opens
She opens the door.
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
We need her to open
peeks
the door.
her head in with her bonnet on.
Yes.
Yeah.
I've got your food.
Yeah. What food is that?
Brilliant.
ABC.
ABC.
Meow
with
with
me.
me.
Was that? Yeah, I think
Meow
that's
with
a,
me.
yeah,
Yes.
yes.
So she is creepy.
Oh, it's gonna
Opens
sell.
up the
Yeah.
door
Yeah.
and scares the cat.
Scares the cat,
Yeah.
but the cat is intrigued.
Yes.
I think. Yeah.
And,
We know cats.
Yeah.
They're not deterred by anything.
Your band. Tenderson's band.
Yes.
Well, I want you to put one of your
I would
own songs over.
Yeah, I
as
would
the
love
track.
to. I mean, we've been really, been trying to play at Launchpad and stuff like that.
You guys have been
It's
killing
great.
it.
It's
Yeah.
great that we got Tenderson's band to
Tenderson.
Yes.
finally
Yeah,
be
yeah.
in one of our spots.
We've been
Yeah.
talking about it.
I love Menderson's band. I think it's
Yeah.
my favorite band.
Tenderson.
Yeah.
Yes.
Tenderson.
Yeah.
Man.
We've been thinking of changing it to Menderson.
Yeah.
Just,
But you might as well stick with that. It's better.
Yeah, but we'll have Don Cheadle, of course. He could
Fronting-
play the cat.
Yeah, where's he?
Or
He's the
he-
cat.
the
He could
front
be the-
man.
he-
The front man in a cat suit.
In a cat suit.
Yeah.
cat
So it's
suit.
him walking around. Meow. Right? Can you guys picture it?
Yeah, like he actually hits like a turntable.
Yeah.
Like he's the DJ of the band.
Oh.
So he's like,
Yeah.
And we go to like 90s rock rap.
Yes.
Sort of thing.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
we-
yeah.
yes,
Right.
yeah, like
Yeah.
Think
That's
you
so.
remember
It's
those?
back in.
Hey,
It's like
yes.
it's come back
Tenderson.
around.
Yes.
What's your main one?
My
what
main
about
one
the
is
cats.
with what?
It has cats in it.
It does.
Your main
It's called,
song.
Oh, we might as well use that one.
Yeah, it's
what was
called
that?
Remind
Jazz
sing
Cats.
Will you
Ja-
sing the,
Jazz.
the chorus? I
Yeah,
always
of course.
forget it.
Yeah. That's my favorite part.
Boom, 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 boom,
Yeah,
boom,
yeah.
Boom,
boom,
boom, boom, boom, boom, boom, boom, boom, boom, boom,
boom,
boom, boom, boom, boom, boom.
Jazz Cats.
Boom,
That's
boom,
really.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
I could see.
boom, boom.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
a good one.
Oh, it keeps
But
going.
Jazz Cats.
Yeah, Jazz Cats. Yeah.
That's
yeah.
the 60-second long form.
Yeah, we can
version.
shorten it down.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah,
Don't
we'll
even worry
tighten
about
that up to just like boom, Jazz Cats.
Jazz Cats.
Jazz
Yeah. Don
Cats.
Cheadle is gonna love this. I'm
gonna
sure
do
his
it.
agent's gonna be all about it.
Yeah.
ABC Meow with Me with Jazz Cats song over the top of the scary haunted hill
Yeah.
commercial that turns into a rap rock song.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And what's our slogan gonna be? Just ABC Meow with me?
No, we need a
No,
better one.
no,
We
no.
got more.
gotta
We
go
got
with that.
more.
That's the name
Yeah.
of it, but we need
Yeah,
to have
yeah,
the
yeah.
slogan.
The actual slogan.
Sorgus. You're into painting, right?
Yeah.
Do
Yeah,
the logo for us.
that's what I was doing before you called me in on the weekend. So I'm thinking
really?
logo. We got the cat. We got the 1990s song with the Tinderson, possibly the Mendersons. So
Tenderson.
I'm thinking
Yeah.
if
Used to
we
be Menderson.
Henderson's.
Yeah.
What are you thinking about?
I'm
We're thinking
thinking we gotta do another, instead of a verbal slogan, we're just gonna have a splash of color,
Right.
and it's gonna be the paint that the cat just knocked off.
Oh,
that's great.
It's
That's it.
abstract.
I was gonna say, yes.
Abstract.
It's very
Abscat.
abstract.
Abstract.
Abscat.
Abscat.
We'll actually
We could
even
do
write
abscat.
abscat.
Yeah, we could do.
Abscat.
We could. Yeah, I
Now
could
with-
incorporate abscat.
Now with
into the
more
paint.
abscat.
More abscat.
Abscat.
But then
Add-
we throw paint over that though, so you never really know that it's there, but you could feel it.
But we know.
We know.
We
And
know.
the cats will know.
Cats
Yes.
will know.
And
Cats
Don
will
Cheadle will know.
That's
Don
all that
Cheadle,
matters.
That's all that matters.
That's-
is Don
yeah.
Cheadle.
Don Cheadle, yes.
All right, scene.
Yeah.
Regards from
good.
Iraq. What's up?
Right. Hey, it's
hello
time.
from Iraq.
Hey, all right, cool. Hey, so it's
Oh,
time.
Iraq, you'll get this next one.
Yeah.
It's it's a little game we call ABC. So we're going to have two of our fellows here that are going to do a scene, and each line will begin with a letter of the alphabet. So it'll go back and forth, and they'll make their way around the alphabet, and we'll see how much hilarity ensues from that. So to get started, we just need a letter to start with. Any letter at all. Why don't we go with the first?
Also, while we're waiting for that, do you want like another ask for?
Oh, and a location.
Yeah,
Like a location.
Location.
Yeah.
A relationship for these guys. How about a relationship?
So a
for these
letter
guys?
and a relationship. So we got S.
That's good. We have S, and what are they? How these guys know each other?
Hey, Wes.
Dylan and Wes.
Hi. We haven't started yet. I'm just saying hi.
Oh, hello.
What is the
Wes was just like,
Any
start with
suggestion at
S.
Nobody
get
says hi
confused.
to me.
Are
Snakes.
They're
Snakes. S.
They're fellow snakes.
Oh, that's how we know each
You're
other?
snakes.
Snakes and you start
Snakes, and you start with S.
Okay.
Sam.
The fish is burnt. Okay.
Unbelievable. I've been telling you to leave it off out of the sun less.
Velocity was too high. Okay.
But the wind was wrong.
Oh. Ow. Sorry, I'm just having a bad day. Okay.
You
Are we cooking?
you never listened to me about cooking dinner.
Zong! Zong! I want Zong back.
Absolutely not. I ate song because I was hungry.
Butter. We just need to put butter on the fish, okay? What?
Can't afford butter.
Don't tell me we can't afford butter. We just have to go down to Smith's. It's like 40 cents for a butter.
Every time we're there, we forget the purse.
Fine. You're right. I know, but we need to get better at life, sweetie. Okay, we're just in this goddamn void apartment.
Goddamn void apartment. I bring home food every day, and you fuck it up.
Hey, look. I know. I appreciate when you.
I know.
Just because I'm a bad cook, okay? I'm trying to get better. All right, that's what I'm trying to say. I'm the one in this relationship trying to push us over the edge, you know, because we haven't even got up the hill. You know what I mean?
Knots. My stomach is in knots just looking at your face.
Let me go sit down in the bathtub, okay? I need some time to go cool off. Let me just take a moment.
Moment passed. We're not over. We're not done with this conversation until I'm
No,
fed.
I can already feel like this is just gonna be another yelling match between you and me, and then the neighbors are gonna come over again. And it's just gonna be a whole issue.
One time, we didn't fight, and things turned out worse.
Perhaps. It was bad. Yeah, that's true. We both came in the door, sat down on the couch. The floor gave out, and we fell.
Questionable floor for a snake.
Right. I know. All right.
Somber. This is a somber argument.
See,
So we were snakes.
Cooking dinner.
At least Dylan was.
yeah.
Wait. This wasn't enough for you to catch on?
What a dramatic couple of snakes. I know you guys are just having this really deep argument
Yeah.
about your cooking.
So sad.
Oh,
How much time? We have like 8 minutes. Do
We can
All
we
right.
can go a little
Let's do
longer
it.
because we started late.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure. That's cool with you.
Well, then the next game we're gonna do is challenge. So what I need from you guys, let's get that suggestion first. Is what's a headline in the news? What's something going on in your life or in the news? Give me just like a one sentence thing real quick, and then I'll explain the game. Miami bridge collapse. Fuck it, let's start with that. Miami bridge collapse. Anybody?
So, if you haven't been keeping up, in Miami, a bridge collapse, and I may have turned the channel. I'm not entirely sure, but for some reason, I think it had to do. It was homicide. It was murder. Somebody put bombs there, but then other stories I've been reading, there are no bombs. It's just a bad bridge build, and
challenge.
Phil.
Dylan clearly didn't read the story.
Noted.
and so I read the story. By that I mean I read the headlines, and this bridge. A lot of people died, which was very sad. I think 6 or so, something like that. And what I suggest that these people do is work on the bridging skills first. I'm pretty sure that's the term. For
Challenge.
Phil.
This never would have happened if a goblin had built the bridge.
Oh, go on.
Thank you. As we all know, goblins are they? What are they? Goblins, correct? Yeah, goblins that live under the
Challenge.
bridge and terrify.
This doesn't mean goblin.
This does to me.
Challenge. I
Wes.
think it's trolls.
Oh, that's trolls. That's right.
Yes.
Agreed.
Okay, so now I'm gonna continue with the corrected trolls. This was trolls. So
Keep
trolls.
it
If this would never would have happened if trolls had done that. I mean, like they always take very good care of their bridges. I mean, they never let the little deer or what are they, the goats, clump all over their bridge without them paying a fee. I think that's how that story goes. And,
challenge.
Nick.
Trolls are not native to Florida.
Proceed.
The weather is far too hot and it's far too humid for trolls to be comfortable.
Challenge.
Dylan.
Nick thinks trolls are Native American.
Proceed.
Based on what Nick just said about nativeness in the Floridian lands, he thinks that all trolls come from a background of the first
Challenge.
Yeah, go ahead.
Phil.
Phil.
Dylan
names.
is trolling Nick right now.
Ooh.
Proceed.
That's true. Dylan is one of the OG trolls, and I respect that. He's an OG troll right there because I respect a good trolling. I once dated a girl. I don't know if you guys know if you know this, but I do have a girlfriend.
Challenge.
And,
Dylan.
Phil has a girlfriend.
Noted.
Challenge.
Continue. Wes.
Girls are made of the same stuff as guys.
Proceed.
Everybody is made out of skin and bones and hair and teeth. And we're all just one big happy community, girls and guys.
Challenge.
Dylan.
Wesley is not woke.
Proceed.
Wesley ain't woke at all. He thinks that men and women live in harmony at the moment. Of all moments to say that, this is the worst. This is no, you ain't challenged me yet. You ain't challenged me. You ain't woke is what you isn't. He thinks that of all times to say that all.
Phil.
I do like a good soup.
Proceed.
I do like a good soup, whether made by a guy or girl. It's always delicious when you have a nice green chili stew, which is essentially a type of soup. I was on a big tirade to try and find the best green chili stew in all of Albuquerque. I gave up my search, and I think Garcia's had one of the best ones. If anybody does know where to get some good green chili stew, please let me know because I want to challenge it, and I want to really put it to the test.
Challenge.
Wes.
Phil knows that there are not any New Mexicans in our chat. We have people from Australia, Iraq, and New Zealand. That's our main demographic, Phil. Who are you talking to?
Proceed.
All right.
You got this.
Okay.
Challenge.
Yeah, Phil.
Do we need a modern day Village People?
Proceed.
I think we may need to update the Village People because, I mean, like, if you look at it now, it's, like, very stereotypical. The YMCA guys, it just feels like it's not very appropriate anymore because there's a Native American one, there's a cop one, and then there's a bunch of other ones I don't remember.
Challenge. Phil thinks there's 3 jobs.
Proceed.
Phil thinks that there are 3 jobs in the world: a Native American, a cop, and
That's
a
a big
fireman. There are way more than 3 jobs available, Phil. You should look into it.
Challenge.
Phil.
There's also construction worker. He's in the Village People.
Noted.
Okay, so for instance, a teacher. How about that? That's a job.
Challenge.
Nick.
Nobody wants to see a teacher character in the Village People.
Proceed.
The guy's going to come out. He's going to have like a blazer with elbow patches, and maybe he's smoking a pipe or using a pointer and singing about getting naked at the YMCA.
Challenge.
Dylan.
The teacher could have helped the construction worker.
Proceed.
If the teacher had been there to instruct the construction worker to make the bridge correctly, we wouldn't be in this debacle right now at all. Nick wouldn't think that natives are only Floridian trolls. Wesley wouldn't think that, Phil wouldn't think that New Mexicans only exist inside of our chat. And Wesley would understand what ad exec is. Thank you.
I think that's it.
Awesome. Good one, guys. That's funny.
All right.
Let's skip that one.
Let's skip that.
Skip,
one.
skip,
Yeah.
skip, skip.
You want to host the next one?
Sure.
Yeah.
All right. So
Tell
the
us
next one is headlines. So the way this one works is let's just get a random word, throw out a word you haven't said since you were 7. And then the way this one works is sure, that works.
That's how you were.
That's how you were talking when you were 7?
Pee-pee caca.
The way this one works is we're all just
We're gonna figure it
randomly we're just
explaining
gonna just create headlines, sensational headlines, or like news articles that you see in the newspapers.
How do we play this game? How do we play this game?
I've been in long form for so long.
What is this?
Tom's explaining it. And you're just yelling over him. What am I?
Who's out there? New Zealand?
Wesley needs his coffee.
Just give-
So you got that?
Screensaver mode.
Oh my god.
All right, headlines.
How do you play this game, dog?
Headlines.
It's pretty simple. You'll get
Explain
it.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
you're just gonna make a headline, like sensationalist headline you see in like newspapers or whatever, or like clickbait on YouTube, and then
Like Lindsay buys the newest lipstick.
so then you're gonna take the last word that he said, which was lipstick, and then
Like,
start.
lipstick is said to prevent cancer if rubbed on genitals.
Perfect. All right. So the only word we have is fun. You haven't said fun since you were 7. Aw.
Very depressed childhood.
Very.
So the beginning one has to be end with the.
It just starts with
Oh,
fun.
just fine. Sorry.
Starts with
And we
fun.
pick up.
It always starts with that.
Come on down to the Mardi Gras Fun House.
That doesn't start
It
with
has to
fun.
start with fun.
Oh, it has to start with fun at the Mardi Gras Fun House.
House fire kills 14 identical twins.
Twins recently discovered in a bog in Mississippi.
Mississippi, the place where all the fun happens in the United States of America.
America, the #1 destination for all people who want to go to America.
America, wake up! This is your time. Revolt!
Revolt magazine. Have you listened to the top 20 metal bands?
Bands refuse to play after promoter offers to pay in lima beans.
Beans don't grow to amazing heights anymore.
More children are coming out of the womb blind. We have more on that inside the magazine.
Magazines are made of paper, says Donald Trump. I don't know.
Trump, yet another tweet worth reading.
Reading apprehension skills are declining in children 5 through 10.
10 out of 10 people believe apprehension means comprehension.
Thank you.
Comprehension skills go down as this is the worst teacher drought we have seen upon us these days.
Days go by every 24 hours.
24 hours. Leonard Lappy was stuck in a bog. Texted his wife. She came and got him.
That's the article.
And see. This is the saddest man. The saddest man I've ever. I'm stuck.
It's like the slowest news day ever.
It's
That's
really
Dad texts his wife to come pick him up. Wife complies.
that's the lead story.
The lead article.
Wife apprehends.
headline.
Apprehends the
man.
comprehension
I don't know, I just-
teacher.
Wife said husband was fine.
All right.
Sex with me.
You got this, Phil? You want me to take it?
Okay, go ahead and end it.
All right. All of you out there are gonna. I've always wondered, what is sex with us 5 men like? Fantastic is the answer, but instead of me just telling you, we're gonna tell you. I'm stuck. Sorry, I'm stuck on this bog story. It's fantastic. So all I need is. You're right. I was
just like, can you get the art team to do an animation of like a newspaper with that article?
Man
Yeah,
stuck
have
in
it
bog.
spin around. Yeah, man stuck in bog. Texts his wife. Wife picks up.
yeah, that's
The
what our
rest of
team's
the page
for.
is
This is
blank.
what they, this is what they went to
Yeah,
school
I
for.
just want them to do all the stupid ideas that come
Oh
into my head.
man. All right.
Anyways, for you to understand what sex with us is like, we have to explain it to you. So all I need is a suggestion of what's a normal suggestion for this type of an item? Yeah, let's say I'm gonna say an article of clothing that you are okay, trash
trash
cans.
cans.
That's a
trash cans. It is.
Okay. Sex with me is like a trash can. You dump your load in it.
Jesus.
Can't talk.
Sex with me is like a trash can. I only use plastics.
Sex with me is like a trash can. We get smelly after a week.
Ew.
Sounds like a time filler.
Sex with me is like a trash can. The fluid always gathers at the bottom.
Ooh.
Sex with me is like a trash can. Some strange man will come to the curb to pick me up.
On Wednesdays.
On
Wednesday morning.
Sex with me is like a trash can. It's better when it's compacted.
Sleepy West.
Sex with me is like a trash can. It's either in the bathroom or in the kitchen.
Sex with me is like a trash can. We'll recycle.
Ooh.
Let's get a new suggestion. Let's go back to my original one of article of clothing. I haven't heard sex with me with like I've heard like rulers and kitchen appliances, but and bathroom things. So let's do turtleneck.
Turtleneck.
That one seems like on the nose, but we'll try it.
Sex with me is like a turtleneck. It'll feel like somebody's gently strangling you.
Sex with me is like a turtleneck. It's very irritating.
Sex with me is like a turtleneck. It's crispy on the outside, soft on the inside.
Sex with me is like a turtle.
No, a turtle.
I
was thinking turtle.
You gotta keep it on to stay warm.
Sex with me is like a
Stick to long for.
Your time's coming. Sex with me is like a turtleneck. We'll get friction and staticky.
Sex with me is like a turtleneck. It's best when Kevin does it.
Sex with me is like a turtleneck.
I know.
Most appropriate during the winter.
Let's get another suggestion. Something something you might find in a studio, a production studio. Ooh, you should know about that.
Alicia.
Alicia. A camera.
Camera. Okay, cool.
Sex with me is like a camera, always focused.
Sex with me is like a camera. You'll want to remember it.
Ooh. Sex with me is like a camera. It beeps when it runs out.
Sex with me is like a camera. You gotta press down on my button.
Sex with me is like a camera. You have to take another picture. You have to rewind me.
Sex with me is like a camera. The brighter the lights, the smaller the hole.
Oh, he actually knows.
There you go.
Sex with me is like a camera. Stop. 2. I don't know. I had to say F. Stop.
Sex with me is like a camera, white balance. That's all I'm gonna say. Can we get another one? Let's get a historical person, maybe somebody from history. Something like George Washington or Aber.
But wait, you said historical
George
person.
Washington.
Tim, yes.
Yeah.
He was his cousin.
Camera. We got
Yeah.
camera.
Oh, George Washington camera. Somebody historical from history, or maybe somebody from wrestling.
Stalin.
Stalin.
Ooh, nice.
Sex with me is like Joseph Stalin. Yeah, okay.
Sex with me is like Stalin. I lie in wait. Is that what it is? Lying in rest or lying in
that's okay. Sex with me is like Stalin. Try not to get any mustache hairs in your mouth. Oh, Jesus.
It's all right, this one.
Sex with me is like Stalin. I'll want you starving for a long time before we do anything. Okay.
Jesus, Wes. Let's get a.
That was actually the most historically accurate out of all of them.
Yeah.
Let's get a body part. any old body part that you
Yeah.
might or might not
We already
have.
had turtleneck.
Understand what it is. An
Arm.
arm.
Sex with me is like an arm. It's squishy and fleshy.
Mm. Sex with me is like an arms race you there.
Sex with me is like an arm. It branches out into multiple digits.
It's like we don't have to play this.
Sex with me is like an arm. We'll bend in the right ways.
Oh,
Ah.
he knows how to do it.
Sex with me is like an arm. It gets a little smelly underneath.
Ooh. Sex with me is like an arm. Hairy.
Damn. I was gonna say that.
You stole the best one.
Sex with me is like an arm. I got to have two.
Let's do an instrument. Can we do an instrument?
Musical
Yeah,
instrument,
musical instrument.
Musical instrument.
Yeah.
Another one, Connor.
Come on, one
A
more.
flute.
Ah.
Sex with me is like a flute. Only cool people in high school can do it.
Sex with me is like a flute. Only bitches blow me.
Sex with me is like a flute. You'll hit the high notes.
Sex with me is like a flute. You got to use both hands.
Sex with me is like a flute. You need to use all your fingers.
Sex with me is like a flute. I know how to whistle.
Sex with me is like a flute. Make sure you blow at the correct end.
Ooh.
Sex with me is like a flute. Put your mouth on my woodwind.
Sex with me is like a flute. You gotta play me for a while before it gives me rise.
Why don't we end it there?
Yeah.
We'll end it there, everyone. Thank you so much for staying tuned. We're going to come right back to you in just a brief moment to do some improv, bagel, what blow.
The
Oh,
bagel.
You're very good at that.
Right
The
over there.
bagel.
That's right. We'll be coming back to you in a hot minute. Stay tuned. We'll be at you. Bye. I don't know.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah. Hey.
Ah.
Whoa. What?
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 Oh, hey
What?
guys. It looks like we got some viewers here. Hey viewers.
Yeah.
What's up?
Oh. Thank you for following. Who was that?
Yeah,
Did you
who was
catch your
that?
name? Nope, that's fine.
Cool. If you follow us, just put your name down there, and I'm sure somebody will see it.
Yeah, we'll need you in chat for suggestions.
Yeah,
anyway,
just give us
so-
something, interact with us, we'll play. My name is Phil. Of course, this is Improv Bagel. Blah. We're going to just have a little basic conversation, and then it's going to be Dom. Did you just subscribe?
No.
Oh,
It was me.
Oh shit,
can't even
that's
read
really hard to read. It's bright green, and we have.
Can you read that, Connor?
We have a gray.
Machovi. Thank you for following Machovi.
You
Like,
demand.
You
Machovi.
demand,
Thank you.
Machovi.
Is that who it is?
Could be
Oh,
Alicia
God. I'm
Keys.
never going to remember any of this crap.
Alicia.
Anyway, hi, guys. So I'm your host, Phil. Of course, co-host.
Dill.
We got the regular Bagel, Wes. And then we got the two crazy Bagel wild cards.
Nick.
That's right. You saw him just a moment ago.
Dom. It's like you're eating your own name.
Dom.
But I'm okay with it. Is yours on?
Is your off?
There you go.
Dom.
Now we have to do the whole intro again.
God
Try
damn it,
again.
Dom. Cut.
Forget it.
All right.
That's
So
fair.
anyway,
Yeah, what's been
Good
going
and,
on, guys? How you doing?
yeah, how are you
you had a
guys?
crazy week.
I had a
sounds
crazy.
Like you had a pretty busy
I had a
week
crazy
there.
week, but things are chilling out. So yeah, I had a week-long house guest,
Mm-hmm.
and so of course that's
Does he have smelly
stressful.
feet?
No, he wasn't smelly, but I was very self-conscious about like I burned some incense in the
Yeah.
bathroom,
Oh,
and it's
okay,
just
okay.
like
Yeah,
you
but
know,
it's like the common host thing to do. Just like, yeah, I gotta make sure they feel welcome.
Yeah.
Because your wife doesn't care.
Feel
You
bad.
got smelly poo.
yeah, that's true. Both those statements are true. She doesn't
Your wife
care,
doesn't care,
and yes, they're very smelly poo.
Yes.
Nice.
But what was interesting though is I was also having some contractors in the backyard doing some work, and they brought a porta john.
Oh,
porta-
Yeah.
So that they could have
Their
toilet
own little
facility,
toilet
right?
time.
And so one morning, because we had the house guest and he was in the bathroom, and I really had to go, so I went out into the yard and I used
That is
the.
completely backwards.
Yeah.
From, like, because we're always worried about the construction workers or the people mowing our lawns going into our house and using our bathroom.
Yeah.
Do you
You
think if
use
they?
their bathroom.
Yeah. Do you think if they found out, they'd be like, ugh, like we brought that for us? Yeah. Like what the hell, man?
Hey man, there's some
Like
toilet
super
paper
nice
missing here.
inside.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
wow.
Yeah.
It's all marble.
Yeah,
This
it's
is
really
lavender?
nice.
Yeah.
It was really nice padded seat, little
Yeah.
heater, little.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A little bidet.
Yeah,
Little
that
bidet
bidet.
action.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
I know this is really like weird to ask, and I don't really want to, but I have to use the bathroom.
It's for workers only.
Yeah, I understand that like you're taking care of things in the backyard and all, but my bathroom's being used. I only have one.
There's a Walgreens down the street. They have bathroom.
I mean, come on, it's in my backyard. I know it's not mine, but still.
Construction workers only. It's
What-
part of the union.
What if I paid you? Like, what if I paid a little bit more to use?
It's a union bathroom.
Oh, God. Do you have somebody else that you like work with that like can help me
Hey
out?
Tom, how's it going?
Hi.
I'm just gonna use this shitter real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
Hey,
go
no,
ahead.
no, wait, I
yeah,
have a
go
que-
ahead.
No, wait, hold on.
I'm sorry, I gotta drop a deuce.
Oh, shit.
Make sure you use that heater.
Wait, you guys have a heater in there?
There's no concern to you.
No.
Ba 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 ba.
Wait, is that music?
Hey,
Is that
Tom.
music in your?
I'm gonna go join Steven in the bathroom. I'm gonna take I'm gonna start the sauna up.
Yeah, there's just give the special knock. Go ahead.
Who's interrupt?
That just sounds like a regular knock, like a really obnoxious knock.
He's spelling out the password.
I think he probably gets that.
Greg. Okay.
Hey,
Let me open the door. Hey, what's up, Greg?
Hey
Whoa.
man, how's it going? I'm
Hey.
just gonna get in the sauna.
Wait, hey,
I'll
can I
get
just
in
come
here.
in there with you, just like real quick?
No,
Union
union rules.
Union.
Union
Hey, anyway, I got the jacuzzi started, so if you want a sauna before
Yeah.
your koozie,
Hey,
let
will
me
you
know.
put some Dawn liquid soap in
Oh,
there?
hell yeah.
I like the bubbles.
I don't even. I just have like crappy like.
No,
hand
you go
soap
down
from
the
bar
street.
soap.
There's go down the street, kid.
Come on. Wait.
Hey, Don, is anyone on the massage chair in there?
No, it's free.
Oh, fuck yeah. I'm gonna
s-
head in,
s-
all right?
Hell, you
Svetlana's just getting the oils warmed up.
Svetlana?
Anyone in there? Do I need to knock?
Yeah, the boys are in there.
What the? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we get it. Yes, it's a long knock. Okay.
Oh.
S'mores.
S'mores.
Greg,
Hey,
what's up, guys?
What's up, buddy?
Hey.
Someone's got the sauna on. Feels like.
Oh, yeah, you
I
can
feel
feel
it.
it. Hey,
Yeah,
I
Hey,
feel it.
Svetlana's
Can I
been
just-
asking
can I-
about you.
Can I join you? Just like I just need to use. I don't know how many bathrooms are sauna. I don't really care. I just want to use.
No,
union
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 not
rules.
in it.
Union
No,
rules.
it's, union
Sorry.
rules.
Yeah,
All right.
union.
The door closes.
Hey, don't be trying to do the special knock.
Shut up.
Who the frick is? Oh,
No.
tackle him! Get him!
Union.
I start pulling down my pants.
I stab you in the neck.
No.
Oh my God, Greg, you took another life.
I'm sorry, it's union.
It's
Oh, union rules.
union
Don't take
rules.
care
Oh,
of
thank God. Let's
Yeah.
get him on
It's
the
Well,
phone.
pay-
Just throw him in the pot. Nobody cares.
Yeah, we'll burn him as the sauna heat thing.
Everyone needs a little incense.
It's true.
Yeah.
Well, let's get back in the jacuzzi.
Let's see.
He just
You guys are gonna
escalated
take
so
any
quick.
any lengths to keep me out of
I was
there.
gonna say, yeah, he kind of escalated it fast, like ripping your throat out.
I just wanted to take a shit.
Oh, that was silly.
You guys ever been stuck in like a? Oh, there was a. I was at UCB in New York once, and I think it may have been a night that Hannibal Buress stopped by.
Oh yeah. I think I remember you saying.
We
Talking
went a
about
couple of
that.
times because fucking like they have free nights there and it's awesome.
Mhm.
Anyways, I was like I happened to be like first to get there. No, second, because the first guy went into the stall and the second one it was just an open urinal
Uh-huh.
and the line was out the door to the men's restroom and there's just the stall and the urinal
Yeah.
and I'm standing there and I get the worst case of pee burn. No. Just like, oh!
Yeah.
No, I get the worst. Sorry, Phil. Mom.
Screaming. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just at the top of my. Like,
Yeah.
I have the penis out, and I just have my hands on the wall, and I'm just like,
People walk away.
no, I got the worst case of like anxiety.
Yeah,
or,
like
Ah.
public
Pub-
anxiety. What do you
public
call
display of
it?
peeing.
Yeah.
Oh,
PDP.
yeah.
Shy bladder.
Shy bladder.
Yeah,
that's
Had
what
a
it is.
performance
Shy
problem.
Thank you.
Performance problem.
Bringing back those
Yeah,
old
guys.
expressions.
Yeah,
Uh,
I comprehended a lot.
You comprehend a lot, yeah. So I was apprehensive about peeing.
I could imagine.
It's perfect. So you set me up there, buddy. And yeah, I
Softball.
just stood there and I was just like, you know, like holding my penis, and I'm like, come on, Dylan, you can do it. And I was talking out loud, of course.
Naturally.
Yeah, and I was like, all really
Had to
red.
complete the look.
I
So
was like,
yeah.
like really trying hard, and I was just like, I pretended I was done, so I fake shaked. I did the fake shake. I zipped
The
up,
fake
and I
shake,
was like,
yeah.
I washed my hands, and the next guy went, and I was just like, God damn it, I really have to pee.
Still.
What'd you
Still.
do? Did you just jump back
I just
in
peed, I peed
line?
in my pants. That was the
Oh.
only thing I could.
Oh, okay, yeah.
No, I just,
In front of
I just
Hannibal
waited
Buress.
till like I got back to the hotel.
I'm a big
later on.
fan.
Yeah, I'm a big fan. Oh. I love your stuff. That's funny.
Yeah,
I don't
it
think
really
I've.
sucked.
Yeah, I think I've only peed my pants one time that I can remember when I was in elementary school. Do you guys remember the first time you ever peed your pants? As in everyone.
No.
I
That's
have.
not
I
like
have
something
once.
you
I
remember.
do.
I
I
was.
do.
It was. I don't know. I was like 13 or something, which
Uh-huh.
I'm kind of embarrassed.
That's
'cause
a
I was
little
that
old. Yeah,
But
I judge you.
yeah,
No,
judge. It gets better.
We all
though.
judge him, right? Just making sure. Okay.
All right.
Comment below.
Yeah, I feel it on my shoulders. Thanks, guys. Broken back. No, anyway, so it was Halloween. Like I was like 13 or something,
Mm-hmm.
and we were out where we lived at that time. We lived in a really nice like neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
Like these guys would give out like full candy bars. So
Oh yeah.
That's
me
the
as a
best.
13-year-old, I'd make the trip a few times. Like we traveled. I don't know. We walked a good like 4 or 5 miles. Like it was
Yeah.
a long.
Oh
It was a
my
good
God.
long night. Yeah, and like I had to fucking pee once. Like it was near the end of the night, and I had to pee, and I was like, "Fuck it, I'm just gonna do because I was with a bunch of friends and it was all wet because it was raining like the day before or whatever. And I was like, hey guys, how funny would it be if I like go up to the next house with like I piss my pants. I like splash the water on my pants and I piss my pants like willingly.
Yeah. So like you
Just
tried to
'cause-
play it off, but
You
Yeah.
had the rain to cover it.
Yeah.
I never told
Hopefully-
anybody that story.
Really?
And now,
So all your
Now-
friends who
now
hear that,
everybody
like,
Wait,
knows.
I'm a bit confused. It was raining.
It was like raining the night before, so there's like water in like the gutters or whatever.
Oh,
Just enough for me to be like, I don't have to like
I
go in
fell
somebody's
into a
house.
gutter.
Yeah,
and-
no, I just like I was like, no. So
this long story.
in my head, think of this huge long story. No, because I was with my friends. There was like 5 or 6 of us, and I
Yeah.
was like, guys, like the way I could get away with this, because like I wasn't gonna go into somebody's house because I
Right.
have performance problems too,
Okay.
right? Like
Okay.
I can't just
in the bedroom, ladies.
that too. But we're not talking about that right now. We're not talking about that.
that's
Jeez.
that's
Therapy's
a,
on
that's a
Thursday,
slightly
guys.
that's a slightly less embarrassing story or slightly more
But
embarrassing.
yeah.
We don't know.
I can't. Yeah.
So like the way in my head I was like, I'm gonna get away with this. It was
Uh-huh.
like I just splashed water, I went over the gutter, splashed water on my pants,
Yeah.
and then I pissed myself.
Yeah.
And then I went up to the next
Whoa.
house and was like, hey,
You were tricking your friends.
yeah.
You
Yeah,
weren't
yeah.
actually tricking the other person. Well, I mean,
Well, I
you
mean,
were
you
tricking
were,
the
but
other-
he was
the
also
joke was I was gonna play it on the next house I asked, but it was
he was
also
trying
on
to
them.
play it off. But
Yeah.
he was playing his
I had to
friends
be
for a
so
fool.
bad. I had to
But
be so
really,
bad.
the joke was on him because he could have just, peed outside anyway.
Anywhere.
Anyway, bushes.
Yeah. Literally
Anywhere. I love that commitment though. Like I just gotta say, like I've thought of that sometimes too, and it's like I feel like I wouldn't be able to pull it off. So I gotta, I tip my cap to you,
So-
sir, that you actually went through with it, and you're just like for years you've been keeping up this lie that I pulled off the best pee prank.
Yeah,
ever.
it's something I'm super proud to admit now.
Well, I'm glad you felt comfortable with
That's
us.
good.
Thank you
That
for
was very
sharing.
nice of
Yeah.
you.
Guys, I really need to. I gotta go. Number one, but I think I'm just gonna smear a bunch of mud on my legs, and then just pretend like I lost all control or something, just so that I can, not pee, anywhere. I don't want to pee anywhere.
Well, look, just come with us, man. Like, come on, you don't need to do all that effort. I'm sure you can hold it in.
No, man, I really gotta go. I just need. I don't want to pee in front of anybody watching me. There's too many, all these cottonwood trees.
But we
there's
won't
not like a
look
stall.
or anything like
Yeah,
that.
we'll turn around, man.
No,
You don't need to rub mud on your pants to pretend you're peeing.
I think it'll help though. I think if I just smear my pants in mud and I just put a bunch of twigs and leaves and stuff, like no one could see the pee.
Man, just come on. We gotta get you over this whole anxiety issue here. Look, we've
No.
all peed in front of you before.
I
Maybe
know,
it's totally
guys.
cool. We're bros
Yeah, I
here.
know.
That's
Yeah.
what bros do.
Grow up.
It's
Yeah,
just,
bro up.
No, I can't bro up, guys. All right. I just I need a stall.
I think what helps me. I have the same problem sometimes.
I know.
What helps?
I've heard about you.
Remember trick or treating?
What helps me is I need someone to sing to me.
Yeah,
You
I
think-
know.
you think
Well,
of-
yeah, that's your thing. I need a stall. I need a stall.
You don't
Are
want
you
us-
sure? I mean,
My
we can
mom-
sing.
We
You
can
don't want us to
sing.
sing
You want us to
man?
sing?
We
can
could try.
sing.
It's not gonna work.
It helps him.
My mom raised me to go.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. I feel nothing.
Hallelujah. Oh, great. Dom's pissing his pants.
Guys, I'm sorry. It works
It's
too
okay,
well.
bro. It's okay, bro.
It's
You,
alright,
we're
It's
bros.
okay, man. We're bro.
Bro
up.
See, it broed
Grow
up.
up.
He
Grow
broed
up,
up.
man.
We sang to him.
Guys,
He
no,
helped
I think
him.
I'm just gonna stick to my plan. I'm gonna go down into the ditch over there. I'm just gonna smear myself in mud and just look like a mud child, okay? And then I can pee. Because if they see a mud child, they're gonna expect it to be peed on. You
You
know?
might scare people, man. Like,
Yeah, just-
nobody.
Well, yeah, but they.
When's the
they'd
last time you saw a
understand.
mud child?
They'd
Yeah.
understand.
It's Halloween after all.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Thank you.
No one's gonna judge you. Look, we all know that Craig over here, he
Yeah.
needs help too
Yeah,
sometimes.
sometimes if
Yeah.
I just have all I need is like a fresh bowl of spaghetti, and then I
Mhm.
could do anything, really.
Oh, by the way, I did. My mom did give us a Tupperware
Oh, did
full
she really?
of fresh spaghetti.
Can I smell it?
Of course. Oh, there he goes. See,
yeah,
it's
see?
growing up.
He's
man.
growing up, man.
And we
It's
all
not
know
gonna
Josh needs someone to hold it for him.
Mm-hmm. It's
Uh-huh.
big.
Yeah, I know. But that's your thing, guys. All right, guys.
Do you want us to hold it for you?
Yeah, we'll hold it for
Oh,
you.
yeah.
I can still sing.
Come on,
I can
You want to
sing.
smell the spaghetti while we
It
sing?
doesn't work.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Guys,
Smell it.
I'm going down in the ditch.
But why mud?
Hey, he's got a good question.
Hey, kid. Hey, you
Huh?
stealing all my mud there?
Oh my god, guys. Where,
Rabbit.
are you a mud kid?
Rabbit. I was a mud kid. Looky
You
here.
smell like you smell gross.
Yeah, well, I'm
so
a frog.
This is what
so-
I'm going for.
You don't want to go down this path, Ribbit, because once you cover yourself in mud and pee yourself, it's a long, crazy road. I've had 4 operations, and now I'm a frog mud kid.
I have enough confidence in myself. I can make it through this.
That's what you think, but you're gonna get up there, and your friends are gonna let this one slide, then they're gonna let the next one slide, and then as soon as you know it, you're gonna be down here licking up flies with me.
You know, I didn't think of that. Thank you, mud kid. I'm gonna take all this mud off.
You put it back on my house. You kind of screwed it up. Thank you.
So,
Hey, man,
how did it work?
Hey.
I'm
Did you hear
gonna
me
try to
singing?
pee behind a cottonwood, like you guys said.
Yeah, hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Where's the spaghetti?
Hallelujah.
That was
I don't know.
super embarrassing flashback.
Oh, you know, Phil.
Yeah.
You know.
I know, yeah, that's exactly how it happened, right, Dom?
Yeah, like it was weird. I
All
was
the kids
embarrassed all the time.
singing.
The spaghetti and everything. Yeah.
What did that say?
Well, butter my nipples and call me toast. How are you guys tonight?
We're doing well.
We're
T.
doing
TM
good.
Sloth, we're just swapping peace stories.
Embarrassing pee stories.
Embarrassing
it.
pee stories.
I
Yeah,
will not tell it again.
it's true. So you're gonna have to rewind this. Go subscribe to Twitch circuit
God damn it.
TV
Wow.
circuit. What is it?
Twitch.tv/color
colorcircuit.com live. Do that one. It's gonna be there at the screen below.
Son of a-
It'll
Make
come
sure-
up.
Yeah, make sure you follow
do
that.
Any of you have like embarrassing like poopy
I have
stories?
that. I don't have poopy stories, but I do have another pee story.
We're
The first
past
time
it.
that
Yeah.
I'm going to tell it
Do
because
it. Do it.
Do it.
it was the worst experience of my life ever.
Oh.
Well, it was mainly just because I had horrible anxiety, and of course, this was the worst. I just remember I had to really go to the bathroom, and I was a very shy, quiet kid, so I never really spoke up for myself or anything like that.
Even when you had to pee, you wouldn't tell people?
No, I wouldn't tell people. I had incredible bladder control until this one time. I just remember I really needed to go bathroom, and there was this one kid. This
Wait,
little
did you say go
motherfucker.
bathroom?
Go to the bathroom.
Okay, just make it.
But I knew to go to
Let
go
him
bathroom.
talk, Dylan.
Go
Mean pun?
Come
I
on,
need to go
man.
bathroom.
He's sharing.
Potty.
It's a traumatic
I
experience, man.
I've never been able to get over
He's
it.
stuttering. Can't you tell?
and now I'm gonna finish the story, and it's not gonna be very climactic.
sorry.
No, it's fine because now I'm running through in my head, and it's like this actually wasn't that bad.
Just do it.
But so I just remember waiting and waiting. It was like the longest 10 minutes of my life for this one kid. There was a kid who always used to go to the bathroom, and when we were younger, they had to sign out on the chalkboard. And every time he went out, he would just take
You had
a
to write
seat.
your name and what number you would do.
Yeah,
Johnny 2.
yeah. Just, give him 10.
He was brave.
He's gonna need more time.
Yeah, Jesus.
Oh
never
God, I
two.
remember. Yeah,
Johnny 2 again.
Yeah. This motherfucker.
God.
Johnny
There's only
too.
one
And then
hall
you
pass.
you sign out, and then
Back
you have
to
to
back,
take
Johnny?
back to back.
Johnny
He
2
puts like
again.
how much time he needs.
What'd you eat for dinner,
Johnny.
Johnny?
Johnny
All they
3.
serve us at lunch is Fiber 1. Here's your Fiber 1 bar, kiddo.
All the kids run. Does anyone remember like the old school toilet paper that they had? It was like just one square. You would pull out one
Like
square.
a sheet, like
Yeah.
a sheet thing.
Yeah, yeah. It was.
It's
Whenever I pull it out,
Are
it
you-
was
are you
only
talking
one
about a tissue
square.
box?
Yeah. What are those things called?
Like just a piece of paper.
So
Yeah.
wait, Phil, what's the story?
So anyway,
Loose leaf paper. Can you
yes,
have
I had to take a spiral notebook every time I went there.
It's in a book.
And this kid, he would always sign out, and he would always take his sweet ass time. He would write his first name very gently. He would write his last name in cursive. If he messed it up just a tiny bit, he would sit there cross-legged. And I know you want to say it, Dylan. And then he would just go and he would write his name on there the entire time. And I remember the one time I had to go run over to the board, and I'm trying not to hide it from everyone because I don't want everyone to know that I need to even go to the bathroom. So I'm trying to play it off, and I, write my name as quickly and as nicely and legibly as possible, and I run to the bathroom, and of course, before I can pull my sweatpants down, I wet myself all over.
Wait,
It
you were
was
wearing
very-
sweatpants?
Yes. Or no. What are those? The windbreaker sweatpants or whatever? It was like the only time I think I ever
Those are
wore.
two different. Yeah.
Yeah, the windbreaker
Like the
ones.
running
The-
waves?
yeah, the ones where it's easy to wipe off. So
Oh,
it
okay,
was
that's a good
a
one.
little. It
Yeah.
was a little easier to hide it, but I think I died that day because I don't remember anything after that.
You don't remember any?
No, I think I like blacked out or something. Like after I did, I was like, "Oh God!" And then that's
just
all I
woke up in a
remember.
puddle of piss.
Yeah.
Well, when was this?
Last week.
Oh.
No, this is when I was in elementary school. I was probably in, I want to say like second or third grade.
Oh,
so
okay.
not too
Okay.
bad, but that was like the
Not too
one and only time I think I've ever done that.
I have a couple ideas, and this is kind of different than normal, but I want to offer both up, and you guys can take it from there.
Okay.
We could either start off with one with like Johnny Party of Two at the top of the
Like
top of
that's
scene.
the opening line, or
Yeah, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Or Phil, I can't read your name.
Phil, I can't read your name.
Yeah, it's like a teacher in a classroom or something. I don't know.
Hmm.
Yeah, that I just throw it out there if anybody's interested.
Let's see. Is anyone in the comments, or is anyone inspired by that? It's like one or two.
Yeah.
Then we can
Write it
try.
on the chalkboard.
Yes.
Write it on the chalkboard. Yes. One.
One.
Okay. What was the first one?
Johnny Party of Two.
Johnny Party of Two.
Yeah.
That's how we begin this next scene. And then he wrote or two.
Thanks, Alicia.
Johnny Party of Two. Johnny Party of Two.
Oh, that's us. That's us, honey.
Hi. They're calling us.
Yes, that's finally
Oh.
3-hour wait for a
I know,
table.
Jeez, it's not even that popular of a restaurant.
Johnny Party of Two.
Yes, Johnny.
Yeah, I'm Johnny.
Johnny and Johnny.
Johnny and Johnny.
Well, it's Joni,
Mine's
but
like with an I. At the end.
Johnny.
His is with a Y.
Johnny.
Anyway, your table. Your table is ready. Just,
Seems to have taken a really
Why is
long
it taking so
time.
long? Is there even a booth, or are we gonna get like a round table in the middle?
Look, we can have whatever table you want.
I specifically on
Did you tell him?
I pre-yelped
yeah.
that I wanted a booth.
Yeah, we want a booth.
Look, guys, it's just really hard right now. Okay, the cook, he's angry right now, and he's taking it out. So I apologize that I was gonna get your booth table ready, and I'm gonna set it up in the center. But just right now, we're having a hard time. Okay,
Wait, is he going to do anything to our food?
Yeah,
or-
like,
yeah.
What
he's a
he's
professional.
angry?
Okay, he's
Yeah,
Is he
I
going
don't
to
want
tamper?
an angry man making my food.
Yeah, I like very relaxed.
Take that, fish. You wanted a trout? Get out of here. Get out of here with your trout.
Oh God, he's having.
Gosh, I was gonna
I was
order
the trout almondine for
yeah.
two.
Yeah.
Look, he's
It's
arguing.
special.
He's been arguing with the trout. He's been arguing with the chicken. He's having a really hard time. I just.
You're gonna cook for me, trout.
Come here.
Get on that
Yes.
fryer.
They said the trout for two is the only thing really worth having
Really
here.
worthwhile.
Well,
yeah.
you know, once he's finished wrestling that varmint down, he'll be with you, and he'll serve it just the way you like it. Just please have a seat.
Will it
because
be served
don't want-
booth side?
Yes, of course. He'll be there in a moment. I just gotta go calm him down, okay?
Don't you give me those eyes, you chicken. Don't you look at me like that.
So I'll set you up
Stare you
over.
down.
I'll
I'll
set you.
stare you until you're dead. You damn chicken.
Look, I'll get a complimentary bottle of wine on the house. Just as if you just sit down and
You
don't.
think you know me, you damn chicken. Your dumb beak.
I'm
I'm smarter than you. You're just a beast. Lives in the forest.
I'm not
I
that.
don't like- I don't like the way
I'm-
he's treating
Yeah,
all
this
of
is
these-
this is inhumane.
I just want it cooked.
Look,
Yeah.
it's humane, okay? Look, he's gonna gently. Just don't worry about his
Why
methods,
didn't they
okay?
come
He's
free? What?
Stab.
Oh my God! Is that
This
the
is
sound
a-
of a stab?
It's just murdering animals.
Look, the chicken was a dick, okay? If you would have met him, he really had it coming, okay? Just don't worry about it. I will send you a table of wine bottle side, and we will. Oh God, he's out.
Still alive. How'd you get up on that shelf? You think you can stay up there? What are you gonna do? Make a nest? There's no sticks. How are you gonna make a nest with no sticks?
So anyway, we can also serve you some bread. It's freshly made. I made that one myself. The chef,
Is
you
it
know.
the sourdough? Because we wanted the
Yes,
sourdough.
I made the sourdough
and
fresh.
So with the top, that it's like a
Yeah,
bowl
kinda
sourdough.
folds
Yeah,
bowl
yes, of course.
into
I
a
take
bowl.
so much pride in
When
making
my
that dish.
auntie owned bees. She said to smoke 'em out. If they started stinging you, I'm gonna light this pantry on fire. Let's see how long you last.
Is
Something
that like a
burning.
smoked ham? What
Something
is that?
Oh no, that's just steam.
Steam.
It's steam.
There's steam.
Yes, so
in the-
this is part of his process, a steam, because he also cooks.
I hope it's the steam.
Burn!
Look, we better take this outside. Are you gonna pay cash or check?
Wait, we haven't even bought
We haven't even
anything
sat.
yet. We haven't even started.
I pre-yelped for a
Yeah,
booth
he yelped like
2 weeks ago.
Excuse me, Timmy, party of one. I mean, I hear you guys have the most steamed trout chicken ever.
Yes, we'll be.
Swallow that air tank, you damn fish. Die, you son of a bitch.
See.
I love the idea of like you don't see any of it.
No, yeah, I was gonna say if
You
we
can
could get
imagine.
someone to animate that, it's like just these three talking, and well, like it's just like a close up on like the
I was
host's face and like the kitchen door.
I was picturing that like on stage with somebody with a microphone behind. And
Yeah.
You never see them. Oh my
Dab
God.
chicken.
Dab.
You have no
You
sticks.
have no sticks.
You flew up there
What
to
are
make
you
a
gonna
nest.
do, make a
You have
nest?
no nest. Then you, I don't know. You set the whole place on fire. Then blow up.
There's a little bit of steam.
You just have like rambunctious animals that don't come pre
From the forest.
Yeah, yeah.
I tried to make a Jaws reference there at the end with the air tank and
Oh,
the fish.
Dude,
Smile, you
Like
son
a-
of a.
Oh, that's what it is.
like a year ago we were on stage and you made a Jaws reference
Yes.
and nobody
I
got that.
I
Do you
remember that.
that?
I do. I
And
do.
afterwards he was like, "It's like Jaws." We're like, "What?"
Come on.
Oh God.
Once a year,
Wesley loves his
I bring up a
once
Jaws
a year.
reference once.
What was it? Do you remember? 'Cause we
It was
played so
I
much.
did the nails on the chalkboard thing.
Mhm.
And like it was like oh yeah, it was like the shark was like convenience stores. And like I don't know.
What? I don't remember this scene.
Maybe that's why I don't.
Yeah. Oh man.
Anyway, so if you are skilled in art, you should totally animate that scene for
Yes.
us. Be pretty simple. It'd be
Yeah.
great to see that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
that
my-
was like
that's
the
my
perfect
favorite
add-on. Yeah, he just flew
Just
away.
taunting him in the corner.
And were you channeling like John Wayne or something like that? I
Yeah,
said
well,
that
once
you're
you
like,
said that, I
yeah.
was like, okay.
you
Honestly.
varmint.
You
you.
are, man.
So stupid. Anyway, anyone else have something to talk about? I feel like burnt out. Like I've been like laughing too hard. Like a lot of these
Yeah,
scenes
this
are
has
just
been
making
like
me
a
laugh.
very loose but enjoyable. Only hour and a half in. Oh,
Yeah.
a couple hours in.
Er,
now.
yeah, yeah.
I will say, like, I really like loose West. I like tired West. So you're
Oh,
like
yeah.
Yeah,
not
you
on
kinda-
coffee right now? Is that normally your
Oh
day?
yeah. So I'm just doing a thing where I just do coffee every other day,
Okay.
so that
Mhm.
when I do drink coffee, it's so much more rewarding.
Yeah.
And,
Oh, so this isn't to wean yourself off. This is to feel
No.
better about drinking.
Yeah, I love coffee
Yeah,
so much.
It's
But if I drink it every day, I feel anxious, and like I get tense in my shoulders.
Yeah,
and
you get like
everything.
that anxiety that comes.
Yeah.
Well, if you drink too much of it too,
Yeah,
you like
and
build up the tolerance.
Yeah, even if I just have 1 cup a day, which is weird, it gives me anxiety.
So you love
like,
this
get
this
tense.
this drink that makes you feel
Oh, I
super
love it.
anxiety, like you're all tense, and
Mhm.
you're
Well,
just like, I
when
gotta
when
have
you
more.
drink it initially, it's wonderful, but then
Mhm.
you get those, the side effects later.
It's just like alcohol.
Yeah.
Like you get
So you're
You're
addicted.
going to get a hangover
Yeah.
if you drink too much
Yeah.
of it or
Exactly.
whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you're so what you're saying is you're depriving yourself to ramp up the enjoyment
Yes.
on,
That's
on
why
a
he's been
basis.
celibate for like 10, 15, 20 years.
So like he's
Yes.
gonna have a
Oh,
decade.
shit.
He's just
Once
gonna be
once,
balling.
Once it happens, it's gonna be fantastic.
Whoa!
What's that?
It's just a cut to a picture of like like a rocket.
Yeah, like the train going into a tunnel or whatever. all the cliche shit.
Volcano.
Yeah, I find that's enjoyable too. Like if I ever like have a cigarette and I don't like if I haven't smoked in a while and then I have a cigarette, like that first one in a while is like the best thing ever.
Sure.
You just get like all lightheaded. You know, Dylan, of course.
I have no. I've
a
never had a
smoker?
cigarette.
That's
I've
true,
never
yeah.
had a cup of coffee.
Mhm.
What?
I've
Ever?
But you've
never,
had
ever
tea,
a cup of
right?
coffee. I've never.
Well,
I've had-
caffeinated tea.
I've like okay, so I'm being a little unfair here. Like I've had a little, like a sip of like each of those.
Right.
Things. Not a
Have you had a
cigarette.
sip
I've
of
never had
alcohol?
cigarette.
You have a
Huh?
sip of
Sip of alcohol, sip of coffee,
of
a
cigarettes.
sip of tea.
Sip of
I
tea.
don't like any of those things.
Yeah.
At all.
Is it just the taste?
Yeah, I
Okay.
even like I even tried like an alcoholic coffee the other day because I was like it kind of smelled like okay.
Yeah, yeah.
I think that's what it was, and I had a little bit of sip of Jess's, and she loves it. It
Yeah.
was like I don't remember what the hell it
Beer
was.
coffee.
A
Yeah.
some beer coffee.
Beer
and
stout
I like
coffee.
almost threw up. I
Bierstein.
fucking.
Really?
It's like all the worst things I hate in one thing. All you
Yeah.
had to do is throw some
A cigarette in there?
yeah,
Yeah.
I would have just died. Honestly, that's what like ever since I was a kid, I was like, I've never had a cigarette, but like
Yeah.
my dad is a chimney. And
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I feel like
My
I
dad too.
know
Yeah,
what
yeah.
it tastes like. You know what I mean?
Just
I've been
because-
around it so much.
Yeah.
And so I always said that like tea tastes like cigarette water.
Oh,
Like,
really?
like very leafy.
Yeah.
And like I don't know like if anybody else ever made that
Mhm.
connection, but my friend
never had
who,
that one, but yeah.
my friend who's like a neuropsychologist, I don't know if that pertains at all, but she said that like if you don't like one of those things, the chances of you not liking the others is pretty high. And it's like this.
So if you
bitter
don't like tea, there's a chance you won't like anything
cigarettes
else
and
that are
chocolate
leafy
and coffee and
Mhm.
like just
like
bitter,
vices
very,
or whatever? Oh,
very
okay,
bitter.
yeah, yeah.
It's the bitter thing.
Yeah.
And I don't like any of those things.
Yeah.
So,
That's interesting. What's wrong with you?
I don't know.
No.
Yeah,
I'm just
I'm
kidding.
She
Why-
said, like,
who
secretly
are you?
trying to
Like,
smoke.
yeah. I'm being the best me right now.
Best
I
I
could
could do.
Yeah, that's interesting. I don't know. Is there any of those like you'd be willing to try? I mean, it sounds like you're just like
I have
testing
tried. I've
yourself,
tried all
right?
of
But
them.
you,
I
it's
don't
just like
like it.
it's the taste you just can't get
Hate
past.
all of it. Yeah,
Mhm.
I really
And the
do.
thought, I
What
mean,
a-
I
what-
imagine like cigarettes after a while, it's like it's usually to chase that first little initial high, but then after a while, yeah, it becomes like tedious, and then you're just doing
You're
it
just
just
doing
so.
it because it's the thing
yeah,
to
exactly.
do.
Yeah, it's just to keep yourself from like having a bad time. So
But the intoxication. Part
Yeah.
Of it.
that's what I'm wondering.
So like that's not.
Yeah, because that's.
I mean, yeah, that's
largely
why
what people
I,
drink
yeah,
for.
exactly.
Right.
It's
That's why
just
I
a-
would
the
drink.
buzz.
Yeah,
That is actually kind of a
That's why
separate
I'm
thing. of
drunk
why,
right
yeah.
now.
yeah.
It's
That's
kind
why
of
I'm
a whole
high.
separate like
Yeah.
thing in philosophy that I've always like. I grew up like reading Bruce Lee and like listening to the words that he had to say about like kind of like
Like keeping
your
your
Clean
mind
body
mind
or
and
whatever.
keeping clean mind
Yeah.
and always being like aware and present and never like being. I don't know. I don't like the idea of like using those things as an excuse for anything.
Right,
And
right.
addiction runs in my family, so I'm kind of scared of those things.
That's probably a good
to
thing
some
too.
extent
Yeah, yeah.
Also.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do the
You're
every
just
other
like
day
I'm good
coffee.
without it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
I
I'm
used to
fine,
kind of be
yeah.
like that too, of just like I want to keep pure, I want to stay clean and focused, and then I discovered drugs.
Yeah, no,
And,
I've never really felt like I've needed like a certain type
Yeah.
of, I mean, I like some sugary stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
For sure.
Whoa, you fucking
What?
madman!
Yeah,
You
you
junkie
monster.
son of a bitch!
Oh, no
I just
way.
put up with. No, I don't know. I'm trying to think of. I feel like I got to a point where, like, I mean, living clean and all that stuff was good, but I felt like in my life, I was like, I want to try these things that are like altering my mind to kind of experience it for myself. What like people go after, or like what this experience is.
I
that
get it. Yeah,
people,
my brother told me
yeah.
that acid is like a million orgasms in one thing.
Really?
He said he
Yeah.
like one time when he had it, out of the X amount of times he had it, he
Yeah,
said it
yeah.
was like the best feeling he's ever had.
Yeah.
So,
See, I don't know. I got curious about
That
that, and then I
sounds
kind of
exciting.
dropped. Yeah, I mean that, yeah, yeah.
That sounds appealing.
That sounds
Yeah,
appealing.
yeah.
Like, if we're
I
gonna
would
do
that
something.
one. Yeah, yeah. It doesn't taste like
Just give me
anything.
that one.
Yeah. You like fry your brain the first time. You're like,
Yeah.
color circuit's close.
Volcano.
Yeah, yeah. Dun, dun.
The worst part of all of that, though, of like not having those vices,
Mhm.
is being made fun of for it or
Really?
feeling left out because of it. Yeah.
Really? Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah.
don't-
and, like,
wow.
can you imagine, like, in high school, the only kid that doesn't drink?
Oh,
and
I
even
was that
still
kid,
now,
though.
I'm the
Yeah.
only kid that doesn't drink or smoke or whatever.
No, I got you. I
Yeah.
don't. I mean, like until I like go outside and smoke cigarettes that I've been weaning off of. By the way, I'm doing all right now.
Every other day.
Every other day, yes. But no, I get it. But I don't know. After a while, I'm pretty sure you feel this too. It's like I'm totally fine, like
Well,
sitting there in a bar and not
Well,
feeling.
as an adult now, like, and having more mature.
Oh, you
being
mean like
around
when you were
more, like,
younger?
Yeah,
Oh,
when I was
yeah, yeah.
younger.
Gotcha.
Generally, as an adult and like having friends that are
Yeah.
reasonable and like, oh, he doesn't drink, whatever.
Yeah,
Who
yeah.
cares?
I don't know.
Uh,
For some reason, that always made me like the cool kid. They're like, "Oh, leave him alone. He's being cool. He's not drinking." I'm like, "Yeah,
Your friends were awesome.
yeah."
Mason,
For a while.
Mason, you have to have your cup of tea, man. You're not yourself without your cup of tea.
Look, man, I'm doing a odd day tea, even day cigarette.
Look, no. You can't, Mason. Okay? Your mood swings are too much.
What are you talking about?
Hey, whoa. Hey, take it easy, all right? This
I
is what
told
I'm
you
talking
today is a
about.
smoking day.
I know. Well, it's throwing you out of whack, okay? You're drawing all those hand drawings.
Yeah, my pain sketches.
Yeah, that's never happened before, Mason. And I don't like the kind of stuff you're drawing. Bunch of circles, like deep dark circles.
Yeah, I like dark circles. How I express my feelings. Like life is nothing but a dark circle.
Yeah, I know. Like before, we were like going to the dog park all the time, and now it's just like there's freaking paper everywhere and circles on them.
Well, they won't let me smoke at the dog park, so that's out.
Mason, I just want the old Mason back. You know. I don't
Look,
like
man,
this
I'm
new
going
Mason.
through a tough time. You're supposed to understand. You're my friend.
Yeah, I know. I guess.
I mean,
It's
like,
just-
I had to give up heroin, and I had to give up acid,
I know.
and now I'm doing tea one day and cigarettes another day.
Well, I just want that old Mason back because that's the Mason I fell in love
The
with.
junkie Mason?
Yeah, I want him back.
You only liked me because I was a junkie?
Well, no, because you were super cool when you were a junkie. You did that skateboard thing, and you were like laughing all the time.
Cut to that.
Woohoo!
Cut that.
That was cool. Remember how cool that was?
Yeah,
Yeah, remember it?
now it's just pain and circles, man. So I'm focusing on and not drinking tea today.
Caleb, you trying to get Mason back into tea and cigarettes on the same day?
And heroin, LSD.
Yeah, did you remind him of all the days we'd spent like
Yeah, I'm
doing
trying
drugs
to.
before?
I'm trying to.
You did
yes.
that? What
did,
about
yes.
all this crazy art? Did you talk about that?
I did.
You just like leave the room.
Well, I don't know. remind him of the good times. Tell him this
I
tea tastes
did.
good.
I did, Storge.
Mason,
Storge, when did you get here?
I just showed up out of nowhere.
Oh, you want some circles? Pain?
No, that's shit. You remember how good you used to draw? Oh fuck. Is that the principal? Hide the cigarettes.
Smoke it.
Hey, cool cats. This is Principal Rockin'.
Oh, it's just Principal Rock.
Oh,
That's right. Hey, man, when are you gonna come back to the skate park and shoot up some H?
I'm just trying to leave that life behind.
Oh, you guys told me he's gonna be cool, and we're gonna go do some
I
H.
tried, Principal.
We tried.
Rock.
Rocket.
Rocket.
Principal Rock.
Rock the rocket.
That's right, 'cause I skateboard.
Woogity woogity.
Principal Rocket.
Thank you.
Principal Rocket. I know, like you taught me how to ride a skateboard, and you showed me how to shoot up heroin and take acid. But
What are principles for?
yeah, but like I'm trying to like just focus on my circles of pain and just drinking tea every other day.
Whoa, come on. You guys bring me here to hang with this square right now? I mean, what happened? I thought we were trying to bring the old guy back here.
Principal
He's
Rocket,
not
We're
even
trying.
He's not budging, okay?
You don't
Here, light
cut to
this.
the Classroom's Dare program. All right, boys. You ever been to the joint? You ever seen what these people turn out to be?
He said joint.
LSD darts.
Yeah, now you're one of us, man. I dare
Principal
you not-
Rockin' is
You know
okay
what they're
with
like?
this.
They're fucking cool in jail. They're fucking cool.
Yeah.
Who in here doesn't do LSD? Huh? Raise your hand, idiot.
It's a double negative. Wait.
Whoa.
Yeah, who in here doesn't? Yeah, that I meant
Who's
what
the
I
w-
said.
I
Yeah,
haven't
who's
I
the
haven't done
one?
LSD yet. I just smoke cigarettes and drink tea on the same
Oh, you
day.
gotta get into it. Here.
LSD?
Sorry to dark.
Uh,
We all need us.
you guys are going right to the dark.
Principal Rockin' is okay with this.
Dude.
That's some fast acting LSD.
I just love that you're in the back of the upload. And yeah, that would did act very
And
fast.
it's like instant
Ah.
LSD. It's just your high
I'm pretty
immediate-
cool.
I'm pretty cool now.
I love that. Yeah.
I was just gonna do that anyways,
Uh-huh.
but you just gave me a reason to actually do that. So,
To
yeah.
take the drug. I just imagine Principal Rockin' just walking in, being like, "Cool,
Cool.
and, like walking away.
He's still using this.
Yeah. But I love that.
That's
Yeah, it was
funny.
just like it was a very straight scene. He's like, "You want me to go back to doing drugs and alcohol?" Yeah, that guy was cool.
No, I like how you did that. Like, you already had the idea of going into LSD. Like, could you
Yeah.
imagine some dare, like, counselor or whatever? He's like, I've never done drugs before, but they give it to us for, like, presentation.
To test. Yeah.
So,
Try
like
and
know
everybody
what you're
tests
talking about.
free drugs for me. I'm going to go in as a dare counselor or whatever the hell it is, and then I'm just going to do it in the classrooms.
Yeah, yeah. That's how you test it out.
Genius.
hmm
That would be good.
That's the Dare program we always wanted.
Always wanted, didn't deserve.
We never got. We will be
Never
funding
got.
that. Color Circuit has a Patreon dedicated to funding this LSD
Oh, yeah?
research.
What's the address for that?
Colorcircuit.patreon/twitch. Anyway, .live. Sick. Rocket. I feel like I was pretty ignorant of drugs, even though I was around it a lot as a kid. But I just remember like the old Dare programs, like you'd fill out the worksheet and he'd like have lines of cocaine like on the little worksheet. He was the guy with like a bumblebee suit or whatever. He'd be like, "Don't do this drug."
Oh yeah.
Do you remember those?
Yeah.
And I just remember being like,
I
what
don't remember
is
that at
that
all.
stuff? I have no idea what, because it was like a square, and like looking at it now, it was just lines of cocaine. And he's like, here, sniff this. And I was like, what is that? Is that like a credit card
a
with
scratch
little
and
like,
sniff?
yeah, it's like a scratch stuff. I felt very ignorant when it came to drugs, even though it was all around me when I was younger.
I'm just curious about the bumblebee part.
I don't know why. Yeah, like there's a guy, he was like a bumblebee. He was like a junkie.
Right.
And then
Shut up.
yeah, what was it? He was a bumblebee. It was a guy in a bumblebee suit. And then there was a lion who was the officer.
Because he's got an
I swear I was not. Yeah. Do you remember? Yeah.
You weren't
Look
high
that
when
up.
you were.
Yeah. Of course, I got kicked out of Dare because
Yeah.
fuck that. Dare Bumble.
There was no bumblebee.
I swear to God, there
There's-
was a bumblebee.
Are you serious?
I don't remember.
I think so.
And he was in
He was offering you lines of cocaine?
Yeah, he was offering lines of cocaine, and I was like, I have no idea what the fuck that
and
means.
he's like, "Don't be me."
Don't
Don't
be
a
afraid
crackhead. Yeah.
to do coke. Oh wait, that's pro, right?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
pro.
no, but he was the one that was.
I
trying
dare you to
do
do
it.
drugs.
I
That's for the dare.
you.
I dare.
I'll look for it. I don't know
What
why
does
I'm
dare
just saying
stand
it.
for again?
Drugs are
And
really
random
exciting.
energies.
That was in my school.
Drugs are really
Yeah,
exciting.
it was
Yeah.
pro drug abuse. So they encouraged us.
Drugs and roids everywhere.
Did you guys ever hear that thing about how steroids aren't that bad for you?
No.
No.
Don't do steroids, Phil.
I want to try
Anymore.
them for a while.
Stop doing
That
that.
would be the
more.
cool one. Yeah.
Do
I
it.
just have
fucking
thick
take them
arms.
out of my way.
I mean, they do give you steroids like
in the hospital. And stuff.
Yeah, like if you have like bronchitis or something, I mean, the little
Inhaler. Yeah.
inhaler steroids.
You get Hulk lungs.
Hulk lungs. You need it if you got shitty lungs. You gotta get something
Start with the
out of your chest.
Yeah, just like rips
Start
out
with the
my
lungs.
lungs. Wants to like go out.
So
Oh,
yeah,
God.
you're right. In that case, steroids. Please
Steroids
take 'em.
would be good.
Don't-
No, I remember
don't-
like I saw like a documentary on this. Maybe Connor knows about it too because it was like I don't want to say
'Cause
like
he's
a
on the roids
pro
right now?
because he's on steroids, of course. No, but it was like really aimed towards like professional wrestlers and stuff, like who were talking about like the benefits of using steroids and how there's no scientific evidence that says that steroids has caused any of these
You're
problems.
Right. I mean, if I'm gonna take scientific advice, I'm definitely gonna take it from a WWE wrestler.
Yes,
Yeah,
that's what I
that's
did.
what I
Undertaker
go
has
to.
never steered me
That's-
wrong.
yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
Do you remember that, Connor? I can ask you that for Burnt too, but. Okay, gotcha. See? Ha! Ha! Steroids.
It's
for
true.
all. So it's true. Everyone, get
he's-
ready. I don't know. Give us a word, somebody on Facebook, and let's just end it on let's do
Yeah,
some
we'll do our
randomness
last
here.
one.
We'll do our last one.
Pain and
Wrap it
Circles
up.
is a great band.
That was awesome. Seriously, I love Pain in Circles. That was like the best thing ever
Pain and
said.
Circles. Yeah.
Hey guys, what's up? We're Pain in Circles, and this one's called Fast Acting Love. And this one's called Fast Acting LSD.
Love.
It's an emo band, Pain in Circles.
Sounds good to me.
Just everything is fast acting. Fast acting love.
Yeah.
Fast acting LSD. Fast acting.
It's
Circle.
fast. Are you gonna? I don't. think
Anyone
I don't think
online,
Fast
Monster
acting
Mishy,
steroids.
Monster
Give us a
Man.
word. Give us a word.
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 Hurry up, everyone.
Michelle, you
Yes.
have to invite Mother.
Teresa.
Mother Phil with you to watch it.
Mother
Everybody,
Circles.
okay? It's all right.
Circles. Let's do circles.
Part of your subscription.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. I love
Yeah.
that song, by the way.
I did it too.
Yeah.
You
yeah.
never said that song?
Nice.
Wait, is that? Oh, my sister just resubscribed.
Yeah.
It's like my favorite song.
For
ever.
6 months in a row.
Wow.
Nice.
Oh my
Whoa.
gosh.
Is that longer than? I doubt that's longer than you, right?
Garbage
I started
pickers.
it.
Okay.
Garbage picker.
Garbage pickers. Okay, let's do that.
Garbage pickers. Okay.
Hey, you picking my garbage?
I need it.
Well, I
It's
need it.
ripe.
Yeah, I know. I've been growing those. All right, here in my house. Now, you gonna give them back or not,
Look, I
Jake?
just need them, okay?
Look, Jake. If that is your name,
I-
you've been under
it
the
is,
bridge for just a
Peter.
week, Jake.
Hey, I'm trying to learn the ropes, okay?
Yeah, and you
Peter?
know what? Give me those.
And no one's giving me any slack around here.
Yeah, because you know it's hard. It's hard times down here, right, Jake? With a name like Jake, it's a wonder you made it this far.
Peter, come on. You
Look-
know I'm your. You know I was married to your daughter.
Yeah, and that pisses me off.
Come on. Well, I was at your wedding and you were at mine.
I know. But I can't go back to that life, all right? It just reminds me of when I used to have a daughter, when I was at a wedding. And I just can't go back to it, all right? I've already gotten crap for taking care of Bob over there. I mean, look at him. He's crushed.
My name's Crush Bob.
He's underneath that giant metal beam.
That's right. I mean, he's my biggest success, but also biggest failure.
I like to think of it as somewhere in between.
See, you want to end up like Bob. Everything I touch turns to shit.
Look, Peter, I know we've had our differences, but I want to make it up to you, okay? I want to move in with you.
Oh, you want to move into my garbage heap?
Yeah, because we're family, even though your daughter got hit by that garbage tree that we grew.
I know, it just fell right
It
on her
fell
skull.
Yeah,
That,
Smushed
but
it.
we're still family.
that made me sad.
Yeah, he was. Crushed Tommy was around. Or, crushed guy. Bob. Crushed Bob was around. Look, I just can't go back down that road. There's too much painful memories, all right? Too many painful memories. You remind me of my daughter. I know you used to do my daughter and be with her. Do her, I mean,
know.
like in a nice way. you
I
know.
know.
Do her right.
But Peter, we need to
I
confront.
would listen in the next room.
Okay,
need to-
Bob, swear to God.
We need to confront
sounded
our
nice.
emotions, Peter. Okay.
What?
We need to accept that your daughter got crushed by a giant garbage tree. Okay. We need to move on.
No, this garbage heap underneath the garbage tree is where I belong. I'm just waiting for that son of a bitch to fall, crush me like it crushed my daughter.
No,
And my
there's
family.
more to life, Peter. Look, this is what you and my daughter, your daughter and me had a baby, as you know,
Mm-hmm.
and she made this for you,
What?
for her
Baby made it for me?
granddad.
Don't take it. He's trying to manipulate you.
Shut up, Crush Bob. I gotta look at Oh my God. It's sheriff's badge.
Yeah, because remember when you used to play sheriff with her?
Oh, I sure do there, Pilgrim.
Yeah,
There was always a snake in my boots.
yeah,
There's always someone poisoning the well.
yeah. See, there's good things in life still, Peter.
Somebody burning down the village.
What?
Somebody always raping the women, stealing the horses.
No, you're going too far.
Oh, sorry.
Just go back like 2.
I
Oh.
told you not to look at it. It
Huh.
brings back the dark.
I just
past.
bringing back all the dark past memories now. Now I can all think about is all those villagers who were dying, and I couldn't save them all in our imaginary land, and I had to put down all the horses.
Peter, Squish Bob, Crush Bob. Is that a sheriff's badge?
It sure is. They're
Lord.
Schlorb. Characters' names.
Hey, Shlomo.
You know, there's
Yes,
only room.
Lord.
It's not real, is it? Can you use it to cut open the trash bags?
I
What
guess
if-
I could.
What if
Why wouldn't I use a sheriff's band to cut trash bag? Sure.
what if Trash Panda sees it? You think he'll be mad?
Trash Panda's. Trash Panda's been the sheriff.
Hey, you don't want to piss off Trash.
Oh no, he's
Oh,
there.
oh, Trash Panda.
Oh,
Cut open the trash bags with the sheriff badge.
No, don't Trash Panda. I wasn't gonna do anything like that. Please, just this badge. No, it's just a reminder of my past and all. It
now's your
wasn't gonna
time.
wear.
Run away with his daughter again.
She's dead.
Oh.
Her skull was crushed.
Sorry, I forgot.
Oh, amnesia, Schlorb.
Why do we bring around Amnesia Slorb? He just keeps bringing up.
Hey, someone
That-
forgot the
that-
key to my room again, so
God.
thanks for letting me see the sun.
Anyway, Panda Schlorb. Panda Man, look, I'm sorry I wasn't gonna put this on. I wasn't gonna try and take over this here fruit in town.
This is my rootin' tootin' town. Even though I'm a panda, I still have some rules and regulations in my life, and you can't just go
Hey,
around.
Panda, can you list them all again? I forget.
All right, number 1, don't mess with the garbage tree. It's dangerous. It
That's
can
true.
fall on you and crush you. Rule number 2, you never cut open the garbage with the badge.
Those are the only 2, right?
There's a third one.
Okay.
I don't remember the third one. What's the third one?
The third one is when in doubt, never share the garbage.
Yeah, I'm just following rule number 3 over
Your
there.
rules
Panda
are antiquated, Panda Trash. Trash Panda. Okay?
Don't be bringing
Hey,
rule
Trash-
number 4. No germs in the trash heap. If you're gonna
get us all
cough, you
sick.
step
Fine,
outside.
you guys are all living in the past. I'm gonna move to the next trash heap.
You gonna move with your
over the
girlfriend?
hill. No, she's dead.
What?
Quit bringing up
But
the
I'm
past.
bringing my daughter.
Wait a second.
You won't be able to see your daughter again, Peter.
Oh, wait, I
Or
just.
your granddaughter. It's
She's-
my daughter.
Been with you?
You have a daughter?
I do.
Granddaughter.
Granddaughter.
Wait a second. It's all coming back to me. Weren't you cutting down a tree the day of your wife's death?
We cut to.
I'll show that damn panda not to mess with the trash tree. Susan!
Here, I brought some lemonade to Susan!
Trash tree!
Thank you, everyone, for that.
No, thank you.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, guys.
Thank
Stay
you for
tuned for
asking.
Burnt Bagel. We're going to chill for just a little bit, and we're going to just talk shop, talk about BS, and hang out for a little bit. Thank you again to everyone involved. Crushed Crushed Bob, of course, which is your go-to character now.
What was that? What did we do last time?
I think it was like Crushed Timmy or
Oh, it was
something like
Crush
that.
Timmy. What was Crush Timmy a part of?
It was like we had like I think Janae and I had a
yeah.
kid, and like I called her Timmy, and then you walked in. I was like, Timmy, Crushed Timmy,
Yeah, you accidentally.
because you worked in the mine. Yeah,
I worked in the mine.
yeah, and then like they just squished you.
Go back and watch the last one.
Yeah, always fun stuff. Comment, like, subscribe.
All the verbs.
Do that.
Verbs, the
Oh,
verbs.
We'll see
back
you
in
in
5.
5 seconds. Go bye. Hello, everyone. This is Burnt Bagel, the only improv podcast on this time of day and night. I'm your host, Phil. Co-hosting is Dill. He's away. Can we see Connor on the monitor?
Yeah.
Do we need to scoot?
I'm here.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah,
I'm just making sure that.
Yeah, yeah.
thing's
You're
okay.
good.
Okay, cool. All right, everybody's here. We got Connor. Why did Google activate? We got Connor, who is working the keys. Alicia. is,
Alicia,
the
do you
new
like
name.
that new? Should we start calling you Alicia on Wednesday nights?
Sure.
Yeah.
I'm just happy to be on the show.
Ah.
Whatever you want.
I'm just
Just
happy
as long
to
as
be
we
I'm
back.
just
Tall.
happy to be here. Go ahead.
Because the bee thing, I don't know if this is exactly what you're thinking of, but there was this anti-drug commercial,
I'm Dom.
and that's
Is this Amnesia
I
Doll?
love the Amnesia Doll.
Saw the
I'm
sun.
dumb.
Saw the sun today.
And just to be clear,
You're
yeah,
saying-
this is a very loose. If you're just tuning in, our 7 o'clock p.m. MT Mountain Standard Time, we do an
Yeah, that's what I was
improv.
wondering
Well,
if you
that
can
has
even
a
see.
better mic though, is the reason I switched
pull
off
the
of this
mic
one.
over.
I think so. You're still in. You're still in shot, aren't you?
yeah.
We can scoot the table.
I don't want to impose.
Oh, stop it, Connor.
Get him in here.
Yeah, if you're just tuning in at 7 o'clock and 8 o'clock, we do like more formatted improv, and then it's now 9 o'clock, and we may or may not jump into some. And so this is kind of our just
This is our hang
the
time.
the hang time,
Shield
the
time.
weaning off of the improv, the high that is improv. So you had a story.
Right now, we're all
Yeah.
high as shit.
But anyway, it's the bee thing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if this is what you're thinking of, but there was this anti-drug commercial back in the
There's
day. It had a
no bee.
rap.
There was a bee.
It was
Yeah.
a cartoon, and it was these people. It was these three like teenage bees, and they were all cool and hip. And I think it was like flies or something that.
Oh shit!
Yeah. And it
I know
was-
what you're talking
You're
about.
They were
all
playing a
making these things
They
up.
were playing
No.
a basketball game, and these
Yeah.
these bad insects were like smoking marijuana or something. And they were like, "Yeah, we're gonna challenge you guys."
Are they
to
the Beatles? Because Beatles are the badasses
Yeah.
of
Mhm.
insects.
And they're like, "Yeah, we're gonna challenge you to a basketball game." And then these bees, who are all straight edge,
Mm-hmm.
Shut
kicked
up.
their
There was
asses
no,
in this
seems familiar
basketball
too.
game.
Hold on, I
Yeah,
gotta.
And it ends with
Yeah.
"drug free is the way to be."
Oh!
And I was like, "Oh,
okay.
man, a
When you
bee
say drug
pun."
fee is the way to free is the
Drug
way to
fee.
be.
Drug
I rem-
fees
Drug
is the
fee.
way.
Yeah. Raise your prices.
Raise way to make money here.
It was more of a political
Way to
statement.
be.
than
Maybe
an
that's it. Hold on.
anti-drug
That
statement.
little limerick, though,
Yeah,
for
it is.
sure, I
That's what
remember.
brought it
I
up.
remember that.
This might be the commercial he's talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which may not be Dare. Yeah, they're playing basketball.
Yeah. My thing doesn't auto switch.
Ooh, okay, yeah. Let's just mute it. But yeah, for sure, that's the drug B is the
Yeah.
drug free
Yeah.
is the way to be.
Yeah.
But there's another one. That's not the one I was thinking of. But whenever I used to have to fill out those old Dare workshop notebooks, they always had that guy
Oh
who
man.
was like, there was a burnout one who was just like, and there's a guy who was dressed as a bee. I
No,
just
bees were
remember that.
straight
Whoa.
edge.
Not in this one. They mixed the messages.
No wonder. our
That's
lives
why
are
I
so
started doing
confused.
drugs. Exactly.
Oh,
'Cause I was like,
like,
oh, bees are cool.
Those
bees do
PSAs
drugs.
never work.
Yeah, no, fuck those. What was
Well, a lot
the
of-
most fucked up one I ever saw? I think when I was like, I swear to God, I was very little, and it used to come on. It was about tobacco. It just showed a heart beating
Yeah.
in the center. Do you
Jesus.
remember that? It just was beating. It got faster and faster and faster, and then it just exploded. It's like, that's
This
your
is your
heart
brain.
rate. Cigarettes.
Exploded.
Yeah, it was
This
like
is your brain on drugs.
Yeah.
That's a good program.
Yeah. Something like that. Now I'm like way too into. I can't find this goddamn guy.
No, it's already broken. Don't worry about it. Oh, thank God.
broke your stuff.
You broke little Godzilla. no,
it's
I've
been a
had that
very
thing
long
since I was like
day.
10.
I've had a very long
Oh
day.
really?
Yeah, so you went to Meow Wolf. For
did.
those that don't know what Meow Wolf is, explain.
It is. I don't even know. It's like an art museum
Interactive
fun
art.
house.
interactive
Yeah.
experience
Yeah.
where you solve a crime unless you're stoned.
You could just walk
Oh,
through.
I felt horrible. There was this little girl legitimately trying to solve whatever it was, what was going on, and I
and
was
you were
just,
stoned.
Yeah.
and I was just like,
So yeah,
Not
just to be
helpful.
clear here, like look up
Meow
Meow Wolf. It
Yeah.
is nuts. It like I know it, like I know it doesn't sound like it could be as insane as it sounds.
It is amazing.
It is an enormous art collective. I mean, like that takes up an entire warehouse, a
music
very
is
big warehouse.
Like an old super Walmart, right? Something like that.
Is that what it? No, it was an old bowling
no,
alley.
it's a bowling alley.
Bowling alley.
Like
Okay,
a
that's right,
huge
that's right.
bowling alley, and they turned it all into a giant art collective where you literally like the cool like
It's
the
like
way
a
somebody explained it to
story.
me
Yeah.
is like it's so crazy and cool that like you can go into the fireplace and then you end up in a whale's inside.
Vagina.
A whale's vagina. You end
Possibly.
up you end up inside of a whale.
It's
And
wet
then
too.
like
no one prepared me.
you can walk
It's
into the
wet and
you can
it's
walk
got some
into the
stank.
refrigerator and then you end up in like the sci-fi world.
Transported
Yeah.
to like a
There's
like
all
a
sorts of
mothership or
crazy
something,
shit,
yeah.
and you wouldn't know. It just looks like a refrigerator, but if you open it,
Yeah,
Spoiler
it's
alert
what
on the
I
refrigerator.
test every door just in case.
you test
every wall,
everything,
just-
every wall, touch it.
Yeah.
And then I got
Yeah,
kicked
that's
out.
so true.
But there's all this homework you gotta do if you want to solve the mystery.
I've never done that.
I've had a friend.
I've been
I had
3 times. And I've never
some
done it.
friends who tried to solve it and they gave up. Once, like you go upstairs at the study, she gave up on that.
What is your guys' opinion on the best Star Wars movie and the new ones any good?
Yes, the new ones are great.
Phantom Menace, it's the best.
Oh,
I agree.
Yeah.
That's
Do you know why?
no.
Pod racing.
Guys are my favorite.
New ones are great.
And the prequels are better.
No, prequels are crap.
No, I definitely agree.
Return of the
that-
Clones was pretty cool.
That's the worst one. You just said
That's the
worst
best one. Return of the Clones. It's like 1,000
Wasn't it an attack?
Jedis. Yeah.
Return.
Return of the
they
Clones
came back.
attacking.
That
The
is my
clones are back. I
my
think
least
that's what it's
favorite Star Wars.
No, yeah, I
is,
hate that one.
Is episode 2, but I
Nobody
really
does
do
like that
actually like 1 and 3.
called. Me too.
3 is a very good tie-in to 4. I don't care what you guys say. I don't
Battle
give a
me on
shit.
that.
3 is a very good tie-in to
I
4.
feel like the only reason 3 is okay is because the first 2 are so bad that it's like, oh, thank God.
That's not how it works. Jar Jar Binks is a god.
He's got a tattoo.
Have you guys heard that he might be like a
back?
Sith?
No.
No? Do you guys
that's
know-
the
he might be a
old like
Sith?
policy
Fan
or not
fiction out of
policy.
Star
Yeah.
Wars.
I love it. I love that.
I like those old stupid little things. And it's like, yeah, he was
Yeah.
actually a Dark
Fan
Lord the
fiction's
entire
great.
time.
So you had a
Those
good
are
time
the
at Meow Wolf?
I did.
Okay, cool.
I did.
For your
I have
first
not-
time and you were high and
Well,
yeah.
Was that your first time?
yeah,
Was
that
that your
my
first time being high?
Isn't that crazy? His first time being high and at Meow
in
Wolf.
there. and-
Guys,
That's a
weed is
trip, man.
ridiculous.
Hold on, real quick. I got to talk about this. I saw the trailer for the new Han Solo movie. I'm
Yeah, how
not
do you feel?
impressed.
No?
No, I'm nervous about
I'm
it.
not impressed, but it did. Like, I was already like not looking forward to
Yeah.
it. And that trailer was kind of like, all right.
I-
One more trailer.
None of
I
the
don't
new
know.
ones are bad. They're all good. So why would Han Solo be bad?
I mean, I don't think
'Cause
it
I
would be
don't
bad,
care
but I
about
just
Han Solo.
I just
At
I don't
all?
know.
Like, not enough to like go. I wonder what he was like when he was young.
Who is directing it?
I don't know. I'm nervous
Ron
about
Howard.
it too, just
Ron
because
Howard
I'm just
took
like,
over
oh, Ron
directing.
Howard. Yeah, it'll probably be fine. But I don't know. I'm just
He
like,
did make the Grinch.
I don't know. I did love the Grinch.
You know what,
No, have
I'm
you
a-
gone back and rewatched it? It is weird as fuck.
I know,
No,
and that's why I
yeah.
love it.
It's
I
not
love
that
it.
good. I
It's
thought it was
great.
good, and I rewatched it.
That was me with Cat in the Hat. When I
Really?
first saw Cat in the Hat, I loved it, and then I got a little bit older. I'm like, this is
What the
bad.
hell?
I
Yeah, yeah.
love that
This
shit.
is really bad.
I love both of those because they're so stupid, and I like weird, stupid.
What is your
things.
opinion, Sam?
Yeah,
Sam.
Sam.
I
So
feel
far,
like
none
I-
of us like Han Solo.
I do like
No, no,
Donald
that's not true.
Glover
I
though.
Oh,
was-
he hates him. I'm sorry.
I will say I don't like the trailer.
The trailer-
I'm very skeptical about that actor.
Yeah,
Um,
it feels like he's too much. I don't
Well,
know.
and it's
Woody
very difficult.
Harrelson and Donald Glover. I'm like, cool. I don't care about whoever this dude is.
Yeah, absolutely.
yeah.
And they're great. Although I will say, like Donald Glover's, like, I feel like he's just gotten more and more like,
into himself.
Oh yeah, partially like he seems like he's a dick. Like he's never happy ever anymore. Like watch him in old interviews and then watch him in new interviews.
Oh, really?
It's-
You know
he's-
what? I
it's like
see that.
night and day.
I see that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he used to be like this really exciting, and now he's super racist. Yeah.
Oh God, do you raise? It's a night
I
and day.
love this article. Whoever fucking wrote this, it's the best article. But it's the title's like, guys, I have a theory that Donald Glover is Childish Gambino, and then they start.
What?
Oh, I heard about that.
Go on my Facebook page. I
Yeah.
posted it. I just reposted it. And it got a ton of likes just because I don't know if
They
it was
have
a
the
small
same
article.
girlfrione.
They have the same girlfriend.
Yeah.
and, like,
I think
yeah,
I saw
like
that one,
Exhibit
yeah.
A, same girlfriend.
Yeah, yeah.
Exhibit B. It's just they make this.
They have
huge
the
list.
same shirts.
So funny.
the same
You never
shirts.
see them in the same room.
That's true.
Yeah.
At the same time, you never see them.
I think that was a counterpoint.
Yeah, what do you guys think of the Han Solo movie? Comment. We're going to throw up a poll in just a moment.
That's not true.
No, Screen Source 2.
Okay, never
Screen
mind,
Source
yeah.
here.
Screen Source here.
Electric Boogaloo.
Electric Boogaloo. So
Screen Source 2,
Scott and I
Electric
took a
Boogaloo.
field trip today. It's the longest field trip we've ever taken together.
Your
We
favorite
went
rocket
to Santa
ship?
Fe.
Did you guys
Did we just get someone?
Yeah, Sam's not following. Thank you
Thank
so
you,
much.
Sam.
Appreciate it.
man, Sam.
Head over to our
Or
YouTube
woman.
Or
page
woman.
and
Sam, yeah, you're
and
right.
subscribe there.
Do
and,
some
and
stuff.
all the
Yeah,
rest
the
of the
gender.
places. We really appreciate it.
You the they.
They then.
You the they. You the woke. What'd you guys do there in Santa Fe?
We
Yeah,
got,
what happened?
The New Mexico Film Office interviewed us about Color Circle.
Oh, was that today?
Ooh.
That was today.
How'd that go?
It went good. You guys should all be worried.
Should have been there.
Yeah, you should have been there. We invited all. No, it was like he invited Barbara works there. Our friend Barbara who does improv with
I
us.
love Barb's
And
coming
so she
out.
kind of hooked us up
Barbara.
with this interview. Apparently, the guy that interviewed us is in an Academy, like he's an Academy Award winner, quote unquote. I think he was in the production of the movie that won an
That
Academy
one.
Award.
Yeah, so he won something.
My bad.
He
Yeah.
was on the set of No Country for Old
Yeah,
Men.
yeah.
No. I think he was
He
like.
delivered
stood
a pizza.
around.
I think he was a little
Yeah.
bit higher up on the production list. I mean, he's
Fuck.
the director of the
ordered the
Mexico Film
pizza.
Office.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I think I know who that guy is.
His name's Dom. He was super.
Dom?
What?
Yeah.
Glasses and long
He
hair.
went, I'm Dom.
So many scripts for you.
He was
bad, all
super,
of
super nice.
I'm into it.
And
I can't find that stupid bee. I swear to God.
He's been trying
the
for
best
2 hours.
There's
Stop,
no
stop
bee.
trying to find. There's no bee.
I will find
The
that
best,
bee and I'll
the
rub
best
my
part
shit
of
in your face.
the interview though was that right before we went live, Scott's like, "Oh yeah, by the way, oh I'm sorry, we didn't go live. It was a pre-recorded podcast, so it'll go up in a couple days."
I thought you did go live.
Well, we went live on Facebook.
Okay,
It's
never
called
mind.
Banana
Just, yeah,
Banana
finish your
Split.
story. I'm sure I'll
Podcast.
figure. Gotcha.
His podcast is not live.
Isn't it
He
called-
is I didn't know he was doing a podcast.
It's his podcast,
Yes.
yeah. And so we were on New Mexico Film Office. You're not
I'm
listening
trying to find
me.
it.
Jesus, stop
Where
asking
is it,
questions if
Dylan?
you're not listening.
So,
Dom
Where did you do
and
today?
hey, producers, listen to this story because I'm going to retell it on Saturday during our meeting.
Yeah.
Right before we went live,
But
Scott,
you didn't go live.
we didn't go live. God damn it! I just like punched you. The one time.
wasn't me.
It wasn't. I watched the stream for 5 minutes and I already love you guys. By the way, I got to ask, I'm not sure how much you guys are involved in games, but would you think about Fortnite? That game is trending like crazy. The dude Ninja makes me crazy bank and he's playing with rappers and shit. Yeah, I heard that guy, some guy playing Fortnite right now, he made $500,000.
$500,000.
$500,000.
So
$500,000.
that's his yearly
500,000.
income.
500,000 is his annual income.
Yeah.
I'm fucking pissed.
We're playing Fortnite.
He made so much money on that stream. It was like a record-breaking stream. He remember.
$500,000. And Fortnite, you can now. Scott has it on his goddamn phone because they just released it for iOS.
Yeah, PUBG is on your phone,
PUBG, I
too.
just downloaded on Android. It's just
Yeah.
the phones are getting fucking nuts.
Crazy.
Yeah,
goes my
we have
battery
we
life.
have video game podcasts generally every Monday and Thursday. We play some video game stuff. If you scroll down, you can see our schedule, and that'll tell you about. We stream 7 days a week, 7 p.m. MT
Like-
most days. So please tune
Like
in.
12 different shows, so...
Yeah, we're live all the time. So
In a row?
Anyways, before we
Clicks.
didn't go live at the New Mexico
Wait.
Film Office.
Oh, who introduced you there?
God damn it.
Did you find the bee?
Oh, right. Sorry, guys.
Don't
you
give up.
find the
Scene. Okay, go ahead. I'll try and listen.
Scott asked, he's like, can we like
Can.
curse on this? Like, but like, what is the rating here? And he's like, no, we like, I think they actually like put it on the radio, so at like some time at some point, like a local
Did he say the
Santa
F
Fe
word?
thing.
Not fuck. Yeah.
So you couldn't say shit. So
Um,
you couldn't say fuck shit.
yeah, Scott just said every word that we can't say, and the guy's like, yes, you can't say that. You
Okay.
can't say. No.
How about the N
And
word?
so, and then,
Did he yes?
That one's acceptable.
yeah, he said the N word
thing
for sure.
Bond
yeah.
wasn't
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, I say that all the.
Yeah,
That's the
Bond
title.
just like got stressed and started cursing.
That's why Bond's not.
I know he's like, yeah. He's like,
I can't take this
that's
N
why I
word.
brought. That's why I brought Scott up. and
Okay,
not
gotcha,
Bond.
yeah.
Yeah.
You're, that's why I haven't
Scott
seen
doesn't
Bond
fuck up.
around for a while.
we caged Bond for a little bit.
He
until
needed
get
some
it-
time to get
get all the N
get
out.
to know him.
We gave
Get
him
all
a
the N
bucket
out.
of sand.
Here, count the sand.
Yeah, and he just started saying sand and sand and.
Oh yeah. He's making
so-
it worse.
So what happened before you
so
did go live?
we now at this point in the story we are not live, but we are being recorded. And Scott's telling the story. I don't know how the hell we got here. Scott starts telling the story about how in college they needed to jerk off a sheep in order to make semen. Because he was
Wow.
in agriculture.
I would think, like,
he was in agriculture. He was in an
How
agriculture.
else do you get semen, Dylan?
I don't know, but Scott.
Why do you need to talk about
Why
it?
do you need to talk about that in the first
Like, why
place?
was that appropriate place to talk about it with a film guy?
Just
so you know.
the guy was like
Did Scott
asking
get
about.
nervous too, or what?
Scott just started.
He just started, like, jerking.
Scott just started screaming, "Sheep N, sheep N!" He couldn't stop it.
Sheep
Yeah,
Oh, I was
sheep
like,
N, sheep
the F
N word,
in the
sheep
f-
N word.
The
No,
F in
God
the
damn
F in flea market stands for frugal.
So
The F in flea market.
it was like it got to that point, and it
Yeah.
was fine. It was honestly like very innocently, like he was asking us about
Like,
like
if we were to-
college and what we
okay,
did,
yeah.
like how we got here, what we did to get here.
Yeah.
And Scott went to college for journalism,
And
broadcast
jerking off.
journalism,
Yeah.
and jerking off sheep.
You gotta
He had to take an
What did you go to college for?
agriculture class where they
Right.
like needed to get the semen from a sheep.
Yeah.
And the story was like he showed up and it was already done, and he thought like they were gonna. I don't know.
Yeah. He
But-
didn't think he was gonna get his hands
He didn't
dirty.
get-
Scott was
He
saying
didn't
it
get a
very
participation
clinically.
award?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Scott was saying it very clinically, and then at the
Either way, it came out very
came out. It was
organic.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
wasn't
and-
like, hey, you want to know what I've done on my free time? Choke
just
on
Scott
this.
of all people. Like what
yeah.
the hell?
I know. That's what I was like.
Never
Did
have
Scott?
I
When you were
ever.
talking about, it, I was like, did Scott just have like a meltdown? Or
Yeah,
something?
yeah. He was like channeling
He freaked
Bond.
out,
He's
yeah.
like,
It's an interesting story.
Yeah.
He jerked off a sheep once.
And,
So Color Circuit is
just
all
out
about
of
jerking
nowhere.
off
the
sheep.
guy was he's very good at podcasting. I think
Nice.
he's been doing it for a long time, and so he was like, getting in and out of it. And he'd been doing broadcast. Like he said, he used to be like a broadcast radio guy and all that stuff. So
radio broadcaster.
and so like it ended up being fun. But after we like cut the show, like the show was over, he's like, yeah, I might need to edit that out. And then Scott after he's like, oh, and then like.
So what were you guys like really promoting just Color Circuit in general? Or?
Yeah, and he was also like wanting to learn like where did Color Circuit come from? What is Twitch? Like we're on the New Mexico Film Office podcast. They don't
What
have
is
Twitch streamers.
Yeah.
They don't
That's-
have
yeah.
they don't have like people like us who do like YouTube videos and
Right.
Facebook Lives.
Right, right.
And he's like, what do you do? How do you get started?
What's a
What do you-"
podcast?
Basic, yeah, kind
Yeah.
of like that. I mean,
Well, it sounds like
new
he's-
media. I don't know if podcast lands in that, but of new
Yeah.
media, podcast is the only one that people are actually starting to understand.
Yeah, no, I don't want to say that a lot of those people are old dinosaurs or anything like that, but I mean, like the industry takes a while to catch
think
up
it's
to stuff
changing,
like
yeah.
that.
Well,
It is
everybody
changing
has a
because
Yeah,
podcast
like,
now.
you can't be in
a-
Podcasting
Yeah.
back in the day when it first started was
Yeah.
such a. So what? You just talk?
yeah,
Right.
like
Yeah,
you're a radio
that's
show, but not on the radio.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
had XM radio, and even that was like, wait, what is that?
That was
Yeah,
just
yeah.
that
Now
was a small
everybody
niche.
can just start a podcast.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so like I feel like it's taken a while, but I feel like they're catching up to it and they're starting to embrace more of it. But there was a time, like especially when I was learning film and media and all that stuff, they're like, I don't know, want to
It's
say
not
that
gonna
they're like,
work,
it's not,
yeah.
it's a fad, but it's like people always want to do movies and
Yeah.
this and that. And then growing up, it's just like everyone that I know has their own YouTube channel, their own vlog, and their own podcast. So I mean, like you guys need to catch up fast.
So then things like this happen, like the ninja dude who has like a huge fucking super successful Twitch, and it's like it's made headlines everywhere. So now it's like so many more people are like, "What's Twitch?" Like all the
Maybe they'll
Yeah.
start
older people.
streaming.
Yeah, exactly.
or-
They'll get
yeah,
into
yeah.
it.
I
Like,
still
hey-
ask myself, what is Twitch and where is our URL?
what is it?
At colorcircuitlive.twitch/TV.
Oh, God
I don't
damn it.
fucking know. I'll figure it out one day.
You'll figure it
Real
out.
quick, so I had a thought, and I'm sorry, you're always my go-to for questions on veganism. because
Yeah.
I genuinely don't know, and I'm not trying to make fun of it.
You're
but-
very bad at acting like you're not making fun
well,
of
I
it.
mean, I'm not trying to on purpose. Like, if anything, I take it a little
It's
sillier
all an
tone because
accident.
it's like I do know that like I come across as a dumbass, so I'm not gonna deny.
Really?
it.
I never
Oh, really?
think
I
about
feel
that.
like I come off as stupid, almost like do
Not stupid.
vegans eat honey? It's
No.
like-
Oh,
don't know.
I thought.
I think
Well,
like that.
and actually, I answered that question for you last week.
yeah,
Yeah,
like
I
is
will say
there-
some do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's all.
Yeah, I saw an article on it, and that's why I want to. And so, yeah, if it comes across like I'm poking fun at vegans, it's like more of like I don't understand. First of all, I don't understand people who have passions because I'm passionless. So
It's actually it's
or a
less
way of
of a
life.
passion. It's
Yeah.
literally like a moral
It's a life
decision.
thing. Yeah, I don't understand
It's like,
people.
Like the same
I
reason
don't.
I
I
don't.
definitely don't understand
I'm
people
not,
with
I'm not
moral
saying it's the
decisions.
same thing, but like the same reason I don't choose to rape people is the same reason why I don't eat meat. Is the same reason why I don't like do or actually
So
do
those are
certain
the same
things.
level.
You're
If
allergic
you,
to
if
gluten.
you guys are eating meat, you're basically raping.
We're raping. Yes,
Yeah.
I can
You're
see Dylan
rapists,
saying
yeah.
that. Yes,
Well,
that's how I like to think of it.
Welcome to the next.
fish?
Welcome to the New Mexico Film Office. You're a raper.
Hey, rapist. Scott's a rapist.
Tune in
by the
next
way.
week when we bring in a sheep.
Yeah. Scott actually just started like he got so nervous he started like
Making it
so I was
worse?
like
He finished it off.
well, I don't know what I was doing, prostate, I guess. I don't know.
Oh, gotcha. And then you helped him out.
oh, poor Scott. He's not even.
Yeah.
Dylan
Oh
had
no,
a-
yeah, it was like it was completely funny. And it was funny and like I
if
think
if you know Scott, definitely. I
Yeah,
can
yeah.
imagine him kind of like working himself into the corner and then be like, okay.
no, and the guy was having fun with us,
Yeah.
and like we're like I don't know, I was like kind of nervous. Like this is like it's cool. Like if anybody, here's what the New Mexico Film Office does for those that don't know, or like any film office in any state, it is like ours is really small because like we've been getting cuts because of people in office. But if you
Oh,
want
for
to
Mexico.
film,
Yeah.
Yeah.
if you want to film
The
a
taxes
TV
and
show
stuff.
or a movie, this is basically as far as I understand, this is your first point of contact.
Yeah.
Like, hey, I want to make. I am Steven Spielberg. I want to make a film in your state. What can I do? Where do I go?
Well, yeah, like
are
the
there, are there
taxes and stuff
incentives?
like that. There's
and
a
are,
lot
like
of
we have a huge
incentives.
tax incentive,
Yes.
and that's why
Huge
Breaking
tax
Bad,
incentive.
for instance, wasn't
Well, a
filmed
lot
in.
of stuff gets filmed here.
Yeah,
Wasn't
that's
filmed
why
in,
we have it.
Yeah, it wasn't filmed in
that's what-
Riverside.
yeah.
It was filmed in Albuquerque because
Better
Some of the
Call Saul is
Transformers.
back here.
yeah, exactly.
Transformers. Logan was filmed here.
Logan.
Almost all of Logan was filmed
We
here.
got we
Was
have a
all
lot
of it?
of
I didn't know
the-
that.
and
Night
those
filmed
those
here.
shots
Yeah.
were gorgeous in Logan.
Transcendence.
You're welcome, everyone.
I watched Sicario for the first time.
Yeah,
and is
Sicario,
that-
and then the second
Eli
one.
was filmed here.
Oh, I didn't watch
I
it.
didn't
Yeah.
know that,
Bad
yeah.
movie.
I heard it was awful. Yeah.
Terminator Salvation.
Salvation was filmed here, yeah.
Yeah, a lot of big
Over at
movies.
the Array, right? The large Array thing
And
or
they
whatever.
filmed in Los Alamos.
Yeah, they film like all over the
I
place.
think it was in Contact at the large Array, whatever
Yeah.
the fuck. Yeah,
when we were
yeah.
walking downtown the other night when we all went out for Jason's birthday, there's cables everywhere. They were filming something there.
Oh,
so
there were?
I don't know what they're
The
doing.
Night Shift is filmed here still.
Yeah, that's the only one. That and Better Call Saul, right?
Better
The
Call
only two.
Saul.
love
I
that.
think those are
It's
the
starting to
only two.
really
Wait,
ramp
Preacher?
up.
But,
Like, just
uh,
Preacher's still here,
so
right?
great.
I'm not
Preacher
sure.
got
Canceled.
Yeah.
Oh, I should know that we had like a lot of friends that were in it.
Yeah, really good roles too.
Yeah,
Alex
big
Knight
roles.
Got his dick shot off.
Who?
Alex Knight.
He got his dick shot
he?
off?
In the
Jesus.
show, yeah.
That guy's
Yeah.
always
Oh.
getting killed.
Yeah.
Because I saw him.
Well,
in,
he's
uh,
not dead. He just has
I
no
mean, that's.
dick.
I'm sorry. That's like a Hollywood
just
career
a
to
unit.
have.
Yeah, I know. You want to be known as that.
I want to be always dies
Dick.
guy.
There was The Guest. Did you guys watch that movie? That movie was awesome. And
No.
freaking.
Oh,
Alex
the
Knight
host
gets
was
his-
filmed here.
The
though.
host. That's what I was thinking of. And Alex Knight gets his fucking throat slit. It's just
Nice.
like the guy keeps dying.
He's everywhere. Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn.
It's pretty awesome. Good for him though.
No, yeah. Seriously. he's a good
Neil
guy.
deGrasse Tyson is filming. He's currently filming.
Grass. Oh,
I have a
like
buddy, Cosmos.
Yeah,
I have a buddy that
new
that
Group
met him because he's a part of location scouting.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, they're filming
I
it.
saw the face. Yeah,
he
they're
he
filming
mentioned
it.
That's
that
so cool.
he mentioned that it was really awkward once because it was like lunch break, and so he has to sit back while everybody goes out to lunch. He's got to watch location, make sure nobody steals shit, whatever.
Yeah.
And the only other two people that stayed back were Neil deGrasse Tyson and like some rando dude.
Carl Seeger.
Yeah, Carl Sagan's is that.
Sagan's. What's that?
Segan. Carl Seacrest.
Yeah, Carl. Oh, that guy.
Um,
Astrophysicist. Carl Sagan.
So he's like, we all had lunch together, like, just like with the fucking craft food or whatever. And he's like, it was like kind of cool at first. And then this guy went into this enormously long story, like about his dog that went nowhere. And it had, and
It's like an awkward
it was
story.
making
Yeah.
everybody feel weird and
Yeah,
awkward.
yeah.
He's like, it was like all about him. It was
Yeah.
like, he was like venting, and he's like, so what do you think about that, Neil? And Neil's like,
I'm a
I
scientist.
don't. Yeah. I don't give a shit about your corgi.
It's one of the funniest things to me is like people who don't they've never talked to scientists or worked or like never done science outside of like high school is like anybody's a doctor, they're a doctor for like everything, right? Or a scientist, they know everything.
Why is my penis falling off?
Yeah, and like
I
That's
get that
my-
question
I have
all
a
the time.
Yeah.
doctor in
You're a doctor,
English. Like I don't know why your penis is falling off. You know?
Could you write me a story about that?
Yeah. That's the funniest shit to me ever.
Oh, real quick then, before I forget. So, as a vegan, this is a very dumb question, but I just thought of it now. Is it not vegan to jerk off a goat, or is that
I think it's
like I
vegan.
imagine like
is that animal cruelty?
is that animal cruelty? Yeah, I guess.
Depends on
So
how-
my general,
Because I mean, like that. I mean, obviously, I imagine Scott did it for scientific
Well, he
well,
didn't-
not
he
him
didn't end up
particular-
doing it. Somebody
okay,
did it.
Yeah, but
So,
I'm gonna have to listen to this podcast.
I don't know,
this
you
is gonna be
just-
heavily
you
cut.
decide for us, Twitch.
Yeah.
You
No, I guess.
is this vegan?
You decide.
Yeah.
Put it in the comments.
I feel like okay, so I'm just gonna say it very quickly.
Yeah, yeah.
There's different like types of
Sexual
moral
harassment.
views of
Sexual
veganism.
Uh-huh.
I follow one called abolitionist veganism, and so
is
it's
that
kind
like
of
the
this.
top or the?
It's
where
the
is
top
it?
for sure.
Yeah, yeah.
No, the
Number
idea of an
one.
abolitionist vegan as opposed to like a welfarist is like welfarists are like, no, you can like work your way towards veganism, or we could do it just so long as we hit them less, or so long as they have bigger cages, or
You're like,
Okay.
no.
yeah, exactly. I'm like,
Gotcha.
so abolitionists
So I would
back,
say
back
like
in the
the more
day, what it meant
extremists.
back in the day,
not
what
extremists,
abolitionism
yeah.
meant is no slaves.
Right.
Like you can't. There were welfarists
Yeah.
that were trying to.
It's like, well, we'll
like,
get rid of
yeah,
slaves.
we'll-
and
Which is
we'll
actually-
work
yeah,
on
we'll
it.
whip them like
Yeah.
5 times less.
So you're like
Gotcha.
tier 4 vegan.
I'm tier
Yeah.
4. Basically, like no.
I'm a
Let's-
level 9
let's get rid of
vegan,
this.
and
Yeah,
I'm not
level 9.
allowed to be around
Exactly.
dead meat.
And so my personal
Nobody
answer
gets
to
that
that, which
unless
might
they-
be different
yeah.
from somebody else's, is like leave them alone.
right.
Is my general like that is like if you're ever having doubts about whether or not you're harming something,
Uh-huh.
just leave it alone,
Uh-huh.
and then you're probably going to
Don't
be
jerk
okay.
off a goat.
Don't jerk off a goat. Yeah,
Even
is
if
my
they're
answer.
Want
clearly
it
happy.
bad.
Yeah.
Even if they clearly want.
yeah.
They wanted it bad.
How bad? Okay, so
Oh,
don't
shit.
touch
You write
goats.
jokes, huh?
Love on porpoise, huh?
Didn't go well.
So
it
you're
was
gonna,
a flop.
so he said he's gonna have us as the main characters.
It's the dolphin. Can I
Yeah.
be the dolphin?
The dolphin. The dolphin does talk.
So
okay, cool. I'll do
to catch everybody up,
Vegan-
love on porpoise.
Yes.
Veganism. Don't jerk off.
Don't jerk
to
off
sheep.
anything unless don't jerk off anything that isn't willing to jerk you off. So if the goat
That's-
reciprocated,
That's
That's an
pretty good,
interesting-
Actually,
That's logically sound.
this is
That's
Phil Vegan.
morally right.
Phil Vegan. It's the top 9 team.
Top
yeah.
9 team.
yeah.
Yeah,
so I-
you're writing a play called Love on
I
Porpoise.
wrote a
You wrote
you
a
wrote.
play.
I'm sorry, you wrote a
It was
play. You
done,
did it. It was
reviewed.
done. You're gonna do it again. And you're rewriting. Is that correct?
just changing some stuff. There are some jokes in there that, in hindsight, were fucked up
Okay.
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 It's
towards
fine.
the elderly.
That's actually kind of like nice. You're like, I was being a little ageist. I'm gonna rework this.
I mean, they were very honest. That's
Oh.
on the elderly.
But I mean, you also do need to think of your crowd because I imagine was that a lot of
mostly old
because
people.
like almost every time I'm at the Vortex or something like that, old crowd. Every
Yeah,
time I'm
well,
at
the-
ALT.
any like
Oh,
any
dude.
play in general,
Sure.
right?
Sorry, Dom, old guy. You know.
No, it's true. I just auditioned for a play that's about like fucking superheroes and supervillains, and I got a callback. I got a callback. It was me. I'm 24 years old, and I got a callback, like a second callback, and there was one other guy, and he was like 55, and we're both going for the same role. And then the cast came out. Yeah, the cast came
And I
out,
lost.
and it's everybody's like 55.
For
so
super
you didn't
for
get it?
superheroes.
Superhero and
And-
supervillains, they're all in fucking like spandex suits.
Nice.
This is
Maybe
gonna be
that's
great,
like
like with
a-
a cane.
yeah.
I'm gonna get you.
Yeah.
Jill told me that the casting call was for people in their 20s.
Yeah.
that was the original casting. call.
Yeah,
But then they got too many 50 plus.
I
over there.
guess.
Well, they had to match them all.
Yeah, I was gonna say like I would probably make that decision too if
That's
like,
true. If
I
there's like
had-
love
Yeah,
story.
if
or
there's most
something.
of that.
I didn't think about that.
Yeah,
Gee.
I
Kind
would
of
definitely.
the
but
worst kept secret in the Albuquerque theater scene is that it's a lot of politics and it's more
Oh yeah.
who you know kind of stuff.
Mm-mm.
And so when you write your own musical, you can kind of do whatever you want.
Sure. So the reason I brought it up, your
Yeah.
musical, is
Oh, yeah,
because
Sorry.
you told me about this, and then I think you didn't make the connection. I was like, dude, like, have you not heard of Guillermo del Toro's newest movie?
Yeah.
oh
no.
right.
And so I posted a picture that looks exactly like it
I
in his
was
event page.
furious. I
What
was
I-
like, that motherfucker took
And
my
Guillermo.
poster.
And then Guillermo del Toro is like potentially in the middle of a lawsuit right now because,
shit.
or at least they're
Because
being.
some guy named Yonner is suing. Yeah.
Well, they are in
You
the.
had to use the
He's at
pseudonym.
least in the crosshairs because
Not
there is
Connor.
there is a play that is almost like scene for scene.
Yeah,
Apparently,
it's called Love on Purpose.
yeah.
that is
Yeah, I
scene
know
for scene.
exactly what you're talking about.
basically that film, and like down to like even like the weird fish creature in this play was like
Dolphin.
eating a cat. You know what I mean? Which happens in the movie.
Right, right,
like
right.
there's all these like little things that are like, oh come on, Guillermo.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he said that he had actually
Just like
seen
too many
it.
coincidences.
Yeah, and he said that he actually seen it, but he wasn't inspired. But it's like, come on.
Yeah.
Of course you were.
I don't know. That idea was so out there that's for someone to say he totally ripped that off. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah. You
Also,
can't.
Pacific Rim's not that great.
Thank you.
100%.
I
It
don't like
isn't.
it. I don't. Well,
I was promised dramatic robot movie. I got corny as fuck.
oh,
robot
the writing
movie.
is bad.
Yeah, the
Although
writing's
Idris
bad.
Elba.
I mean, anything Idris Elba
Oh,
does.
Yeah, but even his line,
I'm
like
sorry,
any
no,
line,
when he
ev-
shouts,
couldn't say
when
that.
he shouted, "We're canceling the apocalypse," I believed it.
That's like the only line that was good though.
No, it was like
But-
there was like he was trying to give this like heartfelt speech,
know.
and everything
fell,
fell flat
yeah.
in that movie.
Nothing beats though when like he decides that both him and the Australian guy are gonna die. Like I
don't
wanted the
even
Australian
remember.
guy to just go. Wait, I thought we were gonna come back. I was kind of looking forward.
That
I
actually
would-
comes out tomorrow night.
I have a-
Pacific Rim Uprising.
I'm excited.
We
just
can
because
we can fight in the daylight.
I enjoy movies like that. Also, I stutter a lot. I enjoy movies like that because I go in knowing it's gonna be shit, but I just want giant monsters fighting giant robots.
That's why I think
That's all
most
I
people
want.
liked it because they did a good job at making giant
Yeah.
robots to
Yeah.
fight kaiju.
The
But
the monsters looked
I
not
mean, you
terrible.
can also
CGI.
watch Transformers, or you could watch the Power Rangers movie.
I
You know,
watched
it's
the
like
first-
I think it's starting to become a fad, honestly.
I watched the
starting
first
to-
They're
12
doing the
Transformers
Godzillas,
and then I
right?
got
And
tired
King
of them.
Kong and stuff. Skull Island.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.